Howdy, howdy. Eh? This is my, hold on. Oh god. Oh god. This is, can you change the title? Oh yeah, I should probably change the title. This is my first time in this particular, this is my first time in this particular stream configuration. Hopefully the only time in this particular stream configuration. Before, uh-oh, the Pokeball's kind of see-through. I don't know why, but my Twitch integrated throwing system was acting kind of funny, so I did a quick fix of keying out certain colors so that it wouldn't so that it would. Sorry, I just heard my mom laugh. This is gonna be really hard. Yeah, so I'll figure out why that's acting up later. But basically, the last time I streamed here, I was in the other room because I was playing games on the TV, and I could use that room, and they weren't watching anything, because they were out of the house. But Garrett, thank you for the sub, the gift sub to PCU. Thank you. So I was set up in the other room, but tonight Mama Moose's programs are on, and her programs are very important. And so I couldn't set up in that room, but I had to set up in a room that was still close enough that I could get the Ethernet cord in here. So I wasn't streaming on Wi-Fi. So I'm in a room next to the room that they're in. FYI, they watch their shows pretty loud. So if you hear like explosions or gunshots, I swear it's on the show. And also, I don't know what channel it is, but I'm gonna guess it's like Fox or something because it's one of those like FBI shows. Fox, don't DMCA me. I'm not streaming your show. I'm in the room next to them, but there's not really like there's a table in here, but it's really short. So I actually set up on a stool. So I'm on a stool. My laptop's on a stool. I grabbed some cushions from the porch, and I was sitting on those. By any means necessary. Just like Moose Home, yeah, it feels familiar. A great streaming setup like always. How am I? I'm good. I think I've finally gotten past the last of the moving super craziness. Hopefully. I got the last of my stuff in my storage unit, and that's all good. I really just have to drop off my library book donations, which I'm gonna do tomorrow before I head to the comic shop. So hopefully the old man doesn't talk to me for too long. Hopefully the old man doesn't want to talk about my shoes for too long. Sometimes he gets excited. Because I really only wear Converse, and I find that like a lot of older people, especially like older hippies, really like they're like, I used to wear those back in my day. and so he always stops me to talk to me about his basketball shoes, and I'm like, yes, tell me more. But yeah, it's really everything's done. I pretty much just have to move myself now, and that's later this week, so People leave. Why? Why are you people leaving me? Same noise problem with my brother's Star Trek explosions in my medieval D&D. Pew pew. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even on a chair right now. I'm on some cushions, but they're cozy cushions. He's gotta brag about his J's. Yeah, like, he just loves shoes. The man just loves shoes. But yeah, really just the last step is I'm flying out later this week with my cat. So the vet, I was really nervous to like give her like the anti-anxiety medication because I've read that it can make them dehydrated, and my vet was like, oh, this one doesn't do that. She was like, this one's like newer and better. So she was like, it'll be totally fine, just give it to her so that she won't like freak out. And I was like, okay. And so she was like, but test it on her first just to make sure that like she takes it to it well and doesn't get like sick or something. And I was like, okay. So I tried it. Ask him how many New Balances he has. Only if he has the blue jeans on though, and then they gotta be white. But have I told that story? I'll do it in a second. But anyway, so I gave her the pill, and I was like, all right, let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. And at first she just was acting completely normal. She was really, really mad. Actually, my wrist is all messed up because she does not like taking pills. And so she lashed out. And I've had to like rebandage my wrist like 3 times. But she finally, when she calmed down, she was pretty normal for a little while, and I was like, oh, maybe it just doesn't affect her. And then all of a sudden it hit. And she just sat on my parents' porch, just like staring into oblivion. Like something would happen next to her, she would just keep staring, and I was like, okay, we're doing well. And then I would see her like walk past me to go get like water, and she was moving like in slow motion, and I was like, okay, it works. It works and she's fine. So she found the dragon. Yeah, so she uh-oh, am I buffering? Oh no. So she's all set. I really just have to pack the stuff that I have here, which isn't a whole lot, just like my clothes that I kept. Where will you be when the cactus water? Yeah, where will you be when the cactus juice hits? It's the quenchiest. But yeah, so I just gotta fly out. That's really it. And I'm getting there. My flight's like in the middle of the day, so and because of the time difference, I'm getting there like before dinner. So that'll be kind of nice because I can at least get dinner before I go and. So nothing's quenchier. Before I go and settle in. I'm just gonna spend the weekend mostly trying to get like my stuff set up, make sure like my stream setup is good and my work setup is good and everything. So we're almost there. I feel like once we're done, it'll be just like, even if I don't like it there as much as I like it here, I'll just be happy it's over. But yeah, so because I'm in the room right next to my parents, I keep hearing them like laughing when I say certain things. I hope they don't. They're not gonna like open the door, I don't think. I think they're like too nervous to do that. But they're definitely like listening to me. I'm like, I have to watch what I say. I have to be family friendly. I can't fudge it tonight. Let's see. Just found out I do not like the word quenchier. Sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say, well, so I already got like my internet figured out, or at least it's not gonna be set up till I get there. But I at least like called and talked to them, and it seems like it's gonna be faster than I thought it was, so that's good at least. But there's still a lot to figure out. But we'll figure it out. Another Maple! Hello! You're as family friendly as Peek at me. She's so family friendly though. I like that I say she's family friendly, but I literally edited together a clip where she drops an F-bomb twice. Like within like 5 minutes of each other. Oh yeah, that was my white shoes. I'm sure I've told this before. I think. I had a friend. Well, so like, I went to. You guys all know like Cabela's, right? They made a bunch of video games, hunting video games. They made a bunch of hunting video games. But they're a store too. They're a store for like hunting and camping and stuff. And then apologizes, Dio. And so I went to Cabela's with a friend of mine because she wanted to buy some supplies because we were gonna go like hang out on the beach all day. And so we went to Cabela's and we had our third friend with us who didn't really want to buy anything. She was just sort of along for the ride. And so I was grabbing like a new shirt, and I looked over and she was talking to this old man who worked at Cabela's. He was like one of the dudes who like rolls around. He's like, "You need help with anything?" And so she was just talking to him, and I was like, "Oh, look, she made a friend. That's nice." And so I didn't think much of it, and then my phone started buzzing. And I was like, "What the heck?" And I looked down and she was sending me Snapchats, and I was like, how is she sending me Snapchats while she's talking to this old man? And I looked at the Snapchats and it was like 1,000,000 pictures of his white New Balances that he was wearing with blue jeans. And they were all just like, she just wrote like dad energy on all of them. And I was like, you can't just take pictures of this guy's feet while you're talking to him. Like, do you know what that would sound like? Do you know what... Is this legal? So you can't send me like shoe pics of this 70-year-old man who just thinks you're having the time of your life talking about camping equipment with it. Ugh, I love the white jeans and the New Balances. Does Papa Moose got drip? I don't know what. I guess he has white shoes. I don't remember. He has a few shoes. He does have the blue jeans though, but he's also got the khakis, the cargo khakis though. But he usually wears the slippies, the slip-ons, unless he's doing something rough, and then sometimes he has the white shoes. Of course he does. Does he have the boots with the fur? No, that's me. Looking at her. He is coughing in the other room. I don't know. So that's the other thing, is I don't know how much you guys can hear. Oh my god, he's really going at it. I don't know how much you guys can hear. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear the gunshots and the explosions, but he is having a problem right now. So that's why. No, not a lot of background noise. Okay, that's good. Now he's blowing his nose really loudly. Oh, I'm glad it's not coming through. He's just going for it tonight. So let's see. Okay, I'm really proud of my. Ugh. I hope he shows up in tonight's stream. No. I mean, he might. He could just open the door. Especially if he has to come in here for something. Because he has to walk through here to get upstairs. He could make an appearance. Summon Papa Moose. So I'm really proud of myself because I actually went through and I labeled. Oh, I didn't change the title, did I? Playing games together. I'm sorry! We can play something. Oh, God. What? I just heard them laugh again. At old Game Informers. Pokemon. And Digimon cards. Oh, God. I'm sorry. You do get to see a Pokemon collection. Thank you for the bit spell out. Alright, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, so I took all these pictures last night. So I went into the basement and I found my Death Note down there. I didn't actually get the picture of that. Wait, let me get it though. So I found that, but I went through, we have a bunch of like bins downstairs. And all of my old magazines and old trading cards and everything is down there. And so I took a bunch of the bins upstairs and pulled them apart and went through them, and I took pictures of everything so that we can review ourselves from the year 2008 through Game Informer and give Maple a horror game. I did not try on the Death Note because I feel like it's filled with spiders. Now we're gonna look at my Pokemon and Digimon cards. Even though there's nothing like crazy and new in there, but it's sort of, they're definitely, I stopped collecting cards around like 2001, 2002, probably. So they're older. Here's the Death Note. Give it a good slap. On the Pokepark stream. 1 million centipedes. I don't know if we have centipedes. Like, we probably do, but you never see them. We mostly have spiders. Spiders and mosquitoes. Hey, yo, Twister. I mean, I'm gonna wind up playing a horror game anyway, because I definitely hit the messed up game list. I hit the... gonna come in here and be like, what is happening? She also asked me, she was like, how long do you usually stream for? And I was like, you know, a period of time. But I did promise to stop before too late. So I have to try on my dress came in that I'm officiating the wedding in, and she wants me to try it on because I'm way too short for it. And she was like, I have to fix this. It makes me look like an elf princess, though. But yeah, so this is this Death Note, this is, I don't know if you guys can tell how big this is. Like, this is, I mean, the Twister box, I guess, is there for scale. It's pretty big. How long do you stream for? Yes. Why does it look like a jail cell? Okay, so this here is like a window lattice. I don't know why they have that down there. They might have gotten it, they haven't gotten new windows in a long time, but they might have gotten it like when they were replacing maybe the lattices and they just had an extra, so it does look like a jail cell actually. But yeah, it's pretty big. But basically when the Death Note movies came out in America, and they had like a limited theater run, and like it was like a special event in a couple of theaters, I was like, well, I gotta go to that. I was a huge Death Note fan. The manga. I was fine with the anime though, but like the manga was my boy. And so I was like, oh, I gotta cosplay. It's like, well, I could cosplay Misa, but that feels like every girl who cosplays is gonna be Misa. It feels so basic. And then I was like, what should I do? What should I do? And I actually did wind up cosplaying Misa underneath the Death Note, but I wanted to be different. I wanted to do a cosplay that was Moose exclusive. And so I ripped apart all these cardboard boxes and I like made sure that they were all even sizes, and then I taped the edges together here with black duct tape. And I taped the top in a couple places. I didn't completely seal it. And then I cut out my eye holes which was more treacherous than you would imagine. My friend was helping me do this. And I cut out the armholes. And then I spray painted the whole thing black. And then I actually cut out in like big pieces of construction paper. I cut out all the letters as stencils and then spray painted it silver. And then I just stuff myself up inside of it and my little arms come out here and I can see through here. I just walked into the theater like this and everyone was like, what? I feel like I used it twice. I feel like I went to like the second movie with this as well. I feel like it made a comeback. But it was like, it's one of those things. It's one of those things now where when people are like, what's the weirdest cosplay you've ever done? I'm just like, I cosplayed as the book. I was really proud of it though. It looks really good. The sign, also my Haruhi Suzumiya sign, the join the SOS brigade sign is down here. I didn't take a picture of it though. But it's the white thing here. I think the yellow is the pole sticking out of it. I think. That's down here. I got a few sus! I mean, SOS! Yeah, I'm really nervous about officiating the wedding, but I hope it goes well. After I got like really heated about Doom 2005 with the groom, I was like, am I still invited? The sus brigade. Yeah, that was one thing I found in there, but I also found all my... So I think I have older Game Informers down there too. Because most of these are from like 2008 and 2009. And I was like, okay. Like, these are old, but I know I have some from like the PS2 era. So I think they're down there, but I couldn't find the bin. It must be buried. But I'm gonna look. That'll be part two. Part two of the nostalgia fest. Only if you're doing a Doom 2005 cosplay. Show up to the wedding in the Death Note. That would be amazing, actually. She would never talk to me again. She would be like, get out of my face. But she would also be like appropriate. Imagine watching Death Note at the theater. There's an MF Death Note cosplay blocking your view. Okay, I sat in the last row though. I was respectful. I was the Death Note respectfully. Don't act like you're doing anything weird. That's my specialty, actually. My specialty is just like doing weird things and acting like it's completely normal. That's my superpower. Because like awkward situations make me go Super Saiyan, so. Alright, let's see. Here we go. Carefully, you'll see I carefully got rid of my subscription information. Smart for once. For once in my life. Let's see if I can get through this whole stream without doxing myself. So I found, I actually like, this was the world exclusive BioShock 2 reveal. I actually remember when BioShock, so BioShock 1, I'd love to see a wedding party that's almost normal, but one person is in an insane cosplay. So BioShock 1, I beat in one night because, cushions. I beat in one night because, when I graduated high school, I did not have a very good sleep schedule. It was real bad. I don't know how I functioned. Don't swear on the Bible, swear on the death note. If I have a wedding, I'm getting all my boys in Akatsuki cloaks, no exceptions. Wait, hold on. That reminds me of something else. I wonder if I can get pictures. I bet it's upstairs. Yeah, I might have a special surprise at the end of the stream. Special surprise. It's Akatsuki related. I'll need to go find it though. But yeah, so I did not have a good sleep schedule, but I had to register for college classes. And the registration for me opened, because it had like a rolling opening, it opened at like 6 in the morning. And I was like, there's no way that I'm waking up at 6. It's not possible. Like, not with my sleep schedule. I don't have a cloak. I have something I made myself. I'll go get it. But I was like, alright, well I need something to keep me awake until 6 a.m. I needed to do something. So I started playing Bioshock at like 6 p.m. And I was like, this will probably keep me up long enough. So I actually played it all in one night as just an attempt to stay awake, and I actually wound up beating it right before the registration opened. Like, it was timed so perfectly. So basically, and I actually managed to get the brass balls achievement too, and I didn't know how, because I wasn't like trying to I don't remember trying to get it. I think I was just like, oh yeah, I'll just play. And then it gave me that, and I was like, isn't this the achievement everyone's freaking out about? But I beat Bioshock, and then I immediately went and registered for classes, and then I fell asleep face down on the couch. And then Moose parents came down and were like, did you register? And I was like, thanks to Bioshock I did. So that's how I always remember playing Bioshock, because it was just one night for me. Then when Bioshock 2 came out, I was really excited. So I was like, oh, like now I can play it and not be like sleep deprived and crazy. But I was really excited about it. It's gonna be so scuff. I love it. Listen. Jennifer, we said dress formal, not fantasy. Actually, in the 1600s, this garb was for warrior princesses. They'd roll in their graves if they had been disemboweled to prevent zombification. That is gonna be me showing up to the function. But yeah, so I was losing it at like the other stuff on the cover though. Dead Space Extraction, do you guys remember this? Wasn't that the rail shooter? I just remember it was Dead Space Ignition? Not Ignition. There was another one that was like an Xbox arcade game that was real bad. But Extraction I think was the rail shooter. But then Resident Evil 5 reviewed. Wait, I think I have a close-up. Yeah. Can Capcom... Don't mind my mom's flower couch. Can Capcom improve on perfection? Let's see. Yeah, it's the rail shooter. I think I had one of those like Wii attachments that you could slip the Wii mode into. Okay, so it turns out that Resident Evil 5, turns out that Capcom... What am I making big right now? Turns out that Capcom could improve on, well, not improve, but yes, it was the game of the month, which is so weird to me because I feel like nowadays people like point to Resident Evil 5 and they're like, it's mid. But like, Game Informer loved Resident Evil 5. You are not alone. 9.5. I have the full-size versions of these too. So I can read them. There's a couple that I'm gonna want to read later. I'll pull up the other ones. Well, see, they both the second opinion and the bottom line gave it a 9.5. Like, these guys... Yeah, it's even if playing co-op isn't for you. The inventive gameplay and heart-stopping action still put Resident Evil 5 ahead of the competition. Like, I was shocked because I feel like everyone is so like negative about 5. Like, I love 5, but it's like I really, really love 5. Like, I've made people play 5 with me because I was like, you need to experience Chris Redfield punching boulders for yourself. But I was like, I don't know why I thought they wouldn't have rated it this high. Did people really like 5 more than 4 though? There's no, like 4 I think was a 10 in here. Or like a 9.75 or something like that. Yeah, some of the parts of the game were interesting. Yeah, I feel like Game Informer's definitely like really, what's the word? Really guilty of the 7 to 10 scale thing. Like, if you got a 6 in here, it was basically the same thing as getting a 1. Maple and Kudududu RE5 collab. Okay, I can probably say this because I was the one who asked. I'm posting my schedule early, like on Thursday or something of this week. But Kududu and I are going to play a horror game next week. Not Sonic 06. That's coming. I wasn't confident that I would have my Xbox 360 unpacked and hooked up by then. It's another horror game because I want to test the limits. I want to test the limits of getting a noise complaint in my new place. 5's greatest sin was following 4, and greatest boon was being followed by 6. That's true. Hey, I like 6. I like 6 just because I love Piers. Piers is he's my good son. He just loves his captain. He loves his captain. Captain. Love Piers. Mario Sunshine. I mean, that's round 2 of testing the noise complaint limits. It is Phasmo. I'm gonna die on stream. Let's see what else we got. Oh! See, look, they gave One-chan bought a Bikini Samurai Squad a 6, and the second opinion gave it a 5.5. I was furious. I was furious when I saw this. Absolutely furious. It's hard to know which is more laughable. One-chan bought a story of sisters who absorb zombie blood. That's cool! Through their skin, or the fact that this game is so shallow. Eat a dick! Who wrote? Sorry. Eat a donut. Hato? I don't know who you are. Second opinion 5.5. Joe? Joe, I'll find you, Joe. Come find me. Come see what happens. Regardless of how much you love the low-budget aesthetics of the typical so bad it's good experience. That's what it is! You should not play One-chan Bada. Get out of my face! Please. I'm getting heated. No respect, family-friendly Doko. Sorry, sumimasen. Yeah, I was gonna say X-Blades. Who remembers X-Blades? Ah! Thank you, Zuni. I don't think my parents used to be yelling. I'm kind of quiet. Well, not like quiet, but I'm like pretty low-key. I don't yell unless I'm playing games usually. Very family friendly. I'm sorry. Yeah, X-Blade. Yeah, I remember X-Blades because everyone hated it so much. It's literally like this chick in a skimpy-ish outfit with 2 blades. On the cover, she's like holding both of them. Yeah, she's a sassy treasure hunter who prefers to explore by herself. I remember my friend in school actually got this, and was like, every time I came over and I was like, you still playing X-Blades? He was like, yeah. And I was like, do you like it? He was like, no. And I was like, why are you playing it? He was like, well, I got it. Now I have to. Yeah, when I saw that shook loose like a dormant memory for me when I saw X-Blades in there. I was like, oh my god. That just rouged the bet. Final Fantasy. This was another one I was This is another one I was kind of surprised by, 7.75. Like, I thought nobody liked the DS Crystal Chronicles, but maybe I just knew people who are up their butts. I don't know. Time tested. Is it? You gave it a 7. Well, I guess 7.75 is pretty good. It's just by Game Informer standards, that's like the most mid score you could give. There's a few. I kept seeing games where I was like, I meant to buy this. Like, I meant to buy this when it came out, but I never did, and now I have no idea if it was good. Like, I don't remember why I wanted Sands of Destruction so bad, but when I saw it in Game Informer, I was like, oh, I always meant to buy that game, but I never did. Yeah, Game Informer 7s are like a C. Yeah, it's the most like, It's the same score they gave Vesperia. I think they gave Vesperia lower than that, because I was really mad. Yeah, so like, that's the thing is I love when I was younger, I exclusively read Game Informer. I was a big Game Informer fan, but now like as an adult, when I was going through, I was like, all the scores are like really smooshed. Like they don't, and I don't like the idea of number grading anyway. Like, I'm more of a, do you recommend it or do you not recommend it? And like, it's okay if you like recommend it with caveats. Caveats? If you say like, yeah, you should play it if you like this thing, or you shouldn't play it if you don't like this thing. Like, I think that that's the best way to grade games, is just like, should you play it or shouldn't you play it? And if so, why? Or why not? Because the numbers are they're so like, I don't know. It's so, especially when it's like 0.25. I'm like, what gives it the extra 0.25 versus not? Sands of Destruction is $60 on Amazon. I mean, that's not like super expensive, but it got pricey. I always wanted to play it, but yeah, when I saw it, I was like, wait a minute, this shook something loose in my memory. Now I need to go check it out again. Smash or pass style. Yeah, see? Yeah, knowing the taste of the reviewer is important. Like, there are certain reviewers over time who I learned, like, oh, they like the same thing as me, and then there's other reviewers that I learned they hate everything I like. And so I'll never listen. I'm not saying I had a vendetta against Arthur Geese. I had a vendetta. I never said. Oh, they gave Altered Beast. Hold on, did I crop it out in my fury? Hold on. They gave Altered Beast a 5. Where's the respect? Where's the respect, Game Informer? I like bad games, but if I wrote reviews, other people who think like me would find them useful. Does anybody think like you, though? To do a grading game stream or a tier list? Yeah, I mean, I would totally do that. I just want to smash or pass a game. I don't know. Yeah, like there's definitely there's definitely like I'd be fine with like making a tier list of games, like this is like the best in my opinion and this is the second best, but I wouldn't be like, I don't know, I think I would have a hard time grading in a vacuum, you know, like you need a starting point, you need a this game is like a this number and then go from there. Like I can only compare games against each other, I can't just be like it's a 7. But I'm so mad about the 5. I played and beat Altered Beast kind of recently because it's on the Astro City Mini, and so I played it on there and it was really fun. I was like, who did this? before Sonic was even a blue glint in Sega's eye. Altered Beast was the pack-in game that moved systems. No respect. Kirby's coming to Switch Online? Wait, which Kirby? Which Kirby? Oh, Hydrate. Oh no, my tea is over there. Hold on. Mama Moose actually made tea. Brought it in. She was like, I brought you some. And I left it on the counter. Hold on, it's right there. I can see. Okay. So then they had like an April Fool's section. Oh, Kirby 64, let's go! They had an April Fool's section, and when I opened up to this, I was like, oh no! Oh no. Shenmue 3 an 11. Little do they know how right they were. Better than you dared hope. Let's see. ESRB is T for tragedy. Release in your wildest dreams, Finally, after years of angry letters and online petitions, Sega has triumphantly vindicated the dreams of dozens of Dreamcast fanatics. Ryo is back, and Shenmue 3 might just be the most important piece of entertainment ever produced by human hands. Shenmue 3 goes deeper into the human psyche than any game before it, exploring the often overlooked realities of life. Ryo pulls weeds, Ryo cuts his toenails, Ryo waits in line at the grocery store, the dopey roostabout even gets a job changing the bedpans in an old folks home. Like, this could all be real and I wouldn't know any different. All the while, the murder of his father goes unsolved. Should we cry for this broken soul as he spends all his money buying toys at vending machines? Should we mourn with him as he spends long, lonely hours defrosting his fridge? Yes, because this game takes place in Japan, and that is awesome. You can tell Ryo is a broken man by how poorly he interacts with others. Like this snippet of dialogue. Ryo, can you direct me to the local store? Random woman. You are looking for a local store. Ryo, yes, can you give me directions? I would like to purchase something from a local store. Those who think Shenmue doesn't have its share of exciting moments should know that Ryo goes to the moon, where he collects rock samples and measures radiation levels. Absolutely nothing has been done to differentiate this from the first two titles. This is exactly what game fans have been waiting more than 7 years to play. How did they do it? Was there a prophet working at Game Informer? Oh no. Tea for tragedy aged like wine. Oh, let's see, what's this second one here? So I'm banned from video games forever, but this Fonzie-looking turd ball gets to finish his trilogy. What in Helheim is that? Let's compare. Baldur talks to severed heads. Ryo talks to house cats. Baldur fights with the gouging claws of Fenrir. Ryo fights with white tennis shoes. Am I missing something here? Someone call a Valkyrie. I need to be cradled. Please. As I was reading that, I was like, there's a prophet working there, and whoever wrote this is like, has it like on their fridge, and they're like, I did it. Oh god, this one killed me. Hold on. What does it take to kill Sonic? The franchise must die, no matter the cost. A famous Yuji Naka quote. See. I admit to being a little saddened when I left Sega to form my own studio, but not because I was abandoning the company and coworkers who had supported me for years. I was dismayed that I did not fulfill my ultimate goal to kill Sonic the Hedgehog. in so long, I don't know. I had made significant progress. Abysmal titles like Sonic Shuffle. Abysmal titles like Sonic Shuffle and Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog went a long way to erode confidence and test the limits of gamers' patience. However, the job was far from done. Before I left Sega, I secretly met with Sonic Team to deliver one final directive. The Sonic franchise must die, no matter the cost. They embraced their mission with alarming enthusiasm. The team devised terrible and incongruous concepts that coupled them haphazardly into a loose approximation of games. I will not stand for shadow slander. Bots. Where are my bots? They embraced their mission with alarming enthusiasm. The team devised terrible and incongruous concepts and cobbled them haphazardly into a loose approximation of games. They expanded the cast of Sonic's repulsive anthropomorphic friends, included Hedgehog on Human Romance. Yeah, we've seen that now, actually. And even threw him on a hoverboard. Twice! I was overjoyed. This is barely even playable. I laughed as I played Sonic in the Secret Rings. Wait, where's Kuko? Mission accomplished. I hadn't counted on you, the gamers, ruining my plans. Oh no, not the gamers again. No matter how hard Sonic Team tries to create a game, not even a diehard fan could love. You stupid goons keep buying this garbage. Seriously, they turned Sonic into a werehog, whatever the hell that is. Think about that for a second. What part of werehog sounds even remotely not stupid? I think it sounds okay, actually. That doesn't matter to you, apparently. As long as it has Sonic or one of his insipid friends, you'll eat it right up and ask for seconds. This is my plea. Stop, I beg you. Let Sonic die with some dignity. Don't make the team suffer the humiliation of creating yet another game where Sonic transforms into some kind of genie or dragon or something with a magic butt. Because that's where things are going. And if that doesn't stop you, heaven help us all. Who wrote this? I will not stand for shadow slander. I know, I was like a little hard. I was like, man, if only whoever wrote this, I mean, I'm sure that they're still around, but whoever wrote this, you failed. You failed in your mission. Yeah, the hedgehog ain't stopping now. Someone's going to be very confused when I show up at their front door for an old-ass article. I didn't write these articles, but I kind of wish I had, because they're so, like, weirdly timely now. This guy's calling out half of chat right now. This is truly a sign of our cultural cowardice. Yeah, we do embrace Sonic now. Let's see, what else? Let me get my tea real quick. Okay. Alright, so Game Informer used to have these sections where they just like had pictures from like around the games industry. So either when they went to like studios to visit and to visit and do like interviews and stuff like that. They would take photos of the people there, or like at industry events. They just had a bunch of candid photos. I'll bring it back up in a second. And in the very first issue that I opened to like look at stuff, this was one of the photos in that section. Cliffy B! Young Cliffy! Young Cliffy in the pre-Manhattan times. I don't know who this is. Yeah, she's chilling. She doesn't know what's back here. The boy. Yeah, when I opened up to this, I was like, I immediately need to go to bed. See, I don't know if this is like, if you would call this pre-Menhera. I feel like this was like on the path. I feel like this was like this is definitely not post-Menhera, but I feel like it's maybe mid-Menhera. Pictures you can hear. I opened it and I was like, oh my god, this was a good idea. This was a good idea. He's gonna eat her. Yeah. I don't know who this guy is either. You remember when he said he didn't want to be known as Cliffy B, and then people made fun of him for that? And he clarified he wanted to be known as Dude Huge. I think this had to have been around that era, though. This feels like of that era, Cliffy B. Oh, I love him. He's a mess. Let's see, yeah, that one was trauma. Turns into a werehog at night. The devs and I were really proud of that idea. The testing feedback was great. Thank you for the bits. Let's see, we got the Uncharted 2 cover. Yeah, see, like, this felt like really late Game Informer to me, but I only went for the Game Informers. The only ones I pulled out were the ones with this logo, because they have a new logo, and I was like, no, that's too... Anything with that logo is too new. It needs to be the original logo. The one that you always saw plastered all over the GameStops. It's it's crucial. Lady's expression really is saying, dear God, why I'm better than this. Alright, so you guys want to see something really crazy? You can get Netflix on your Xbox. It's the ultimate in social entertainment. The new Xbox experience. Get instant streaming and watch DVD rentals on your Xbox 360. Connect with friends as you share games, photos, and more. Enjoy the best in entertainment right in your living room. Xbox Blades, my beloved. That's true, though. Also really, really loving the avatar here. And speaking of avatars, let's see. Is GameStop still a thing? Yes. Yes, question mark. I haven't gone to one in years. I don't know many people who do, but it is technically still a thing, yes. Alright, so here's some content. Here we go. Here's how to experience your new Xbox. After plenty of hand-wringing and questions regarding Microsoft's new Xbox experience, now it's here. The remodeling brings a lot of splash to something. Features creates some new problems, postpones other features for another day. Are we ever going to get an achievement leaderboard? So they tell you how to set up your avatars. Here's your Xbox avatars. Shout out to Lego Indiana Jones. How does this make me feel so old? Let's see. Yeah, so they talk about the game and video marketplace. How your friends have their avatars pop up. Netflix! One of the big features of the new Xbox experience is the ability to watch streaming video content from your Netflix Watch Instantly queue. I forgot it used to be called Watch Instantly. Microsoft even includes free 48-hour trial coupons in some games. You can watch movies without excessive load times, but it's not without its drawbacks. You cannot order your queue of movies from the 360 itself. This must be done on your computer under the instant tab of your queue. So you could watch it. You could watch it on your Xbox, but you couldn't actually like put them. You couldn't search for or put the movies on your Xbox. You had to do that on the computer and then just go hit the Netflix button on the Xbox. Classics. Classics. The quality of these streaming videos depends on your connection speed, which changes the resolution at which you view the content. We watch videos that range from good to poor depending on the connection. Shortly after launch, users discovered that a few hundred films weren't available through the Experience's Netflix streaming service. Sony Pictures subsidiary Columbia Pictures had pulled its films from streamable viewing. Parties? You can get in the party. Oh my god, this is classics. The new dashboard. I have a Wii Netflix disc. Because Mama and Papa Moose actually bought their own Wii. Because I no longer lived at home. And they basically wanted it as a Netflix machine, so they bought like a refurbed Wii. Let's see. Game downloads, here we go. Hold on. Many Xbox 360 games can now be downloaded onto the hard drive. Although you still have to put the game in the tray to play it. This cuts down on the instances when the platform has to read the disc, thus creating a quieter 360, and for most of the games it shortens load times. The future's gonna be wild. Yeah, you guys have no idea. People writing this have no idea what's coming. They have the creator of Yokai Watch in here. Favorites from industry pros and GI readers. Dragon Warrior 3 is his favorite game. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is his second favorite game. Look at this young Hino. This was revolutionary. I'm like, oh, person who interviewed Hino for this. If only... I think level 5 must have been like a baby at this point, right? This was a long time ago. This must have been like pretty early on and so full of life. That is a powerful turtleneck. It's all downhill from there. Fragile. Must be Italian. I was just taking a lot of pictures and reviews and stuff. Yeah, it was definitely before Yokai Watch. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's like late in 1. Yeah. Like, at most. Pronounced fragile. Yeah, I was just like looking through and I was like, oh my god, there's like all these, like, so I loved this game, actually. I really liked Prince of Persia 2008. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't made any more like it. Because I know they came out with another Prince of Persia later that was more like the original Prince of Persia's, but I liked this game. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really fun. They liked it. What else? Oh, Sonic Unleashed! Hold on, they gave it a 6. They gave Sonic Unleashed a 6. Hogsty. Oh boy. See. They do not like Sonic in Game Informer. Was that the reboot? Yeah, that was the reboot. Every time Sega plans a new Sonic game, I hear someone talk about how they are fixing Sonic, and every time the game releases, the developers do something new to mess it up. They do not like Sonic. Look, Sega, I don't want to play as Sonic's annoying animal friend. I do. What the f— I don't want to talk— I don't want to wander around town talking to people about ice cream or hand puppets. Okay, but I do want to do that. And I don't want to play as some howling, bestial, slower version of Sonic. He's only selling me on the game. I play Sonic games because I like to go fast. You liked it better on the Wii, I guess, but hold on. Even worse are Unleashed Hub World areas, which have Sonic holding inane conversations with random pedestrians in tedious adventure-style quests. As much as I disliked lumbering through levels of Sonic's hulky werehog, I disliked hunting through the hub world. I disliked hunting through the hub worlds, looking for coins, even more, Sega. If you really want to fix Sonic, the first thing you should do is stop trying to fix him. So rude! So rude! It's been about a year, so it's time for Sega to shake another Sonic game off the tree. Come on, guys. Come on. Like death and taxes. Annoying voiceovers from Sonic and his pals are inevitable. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, speaking of Mirror's Edge, I know that's in here somewhere. Left 4 Dead. Oh, yeah, this was back when Left 4 Dead was the game of the month. The original Left 4 Dead game of the month. This was like a big deal at the time. Everyone was like, wow, this is crazy. If your Xbox 360 isn't connected to Xbox Live, hang your head in shame. Remember when you could choose not to be connected to Xbox Live and it wouldn't like ruin everything? Sonic fans have suffered more than I knew. Oh, this one's really good. Okay. They made a top 25 GameCube game compilation. Resident Evil 4, of course. They love Resident Evil 4. Legend of Zelda series? I mean, you're not just gonna give it a little Wind Wakey here? Melee. Eternal Darkness. That's one game I'd actually like to, if I could like find it. If I could find it, I would actually really like to play Eternal Darkness because I watched a friend play it when I was a kid. And it was really cool how it like messed with you, how it like adjusted, or it didn't adjust your TV's volume, but it just made it look like it was changing your TV's volume, and like sometimes you would just be on the ceiling for no reason. Yeah, you had like a sanity meter. Let's see. There we go. Yeah. The game convinced many players that their system was possessed when their world turned upside down or the controller suddenly disconnected. Yeah. It would say like your controller was unplugged and stuff. It would say like your memory card was wiped, but it wasn't. Yeah, it was really cool. But I've never owned it. I've always thought it would be really fun. Play it. did lose my mind that they... Metroid Prime series. Number 7, Super Mario Sunshine. I remember when claiming the demo was over. Yeah, I remember that one actually. Not many people argue that Super Mario Sunshine is the best Mario title ever, but even a subpar game starring the mustached plumber ends up being one of the most memorable games of its generation. This time Mario traveled across the exotic locales of a tropical resort, cleaning up graffiti with a giant super soaker? What else can we say? Even the guy's terrible vacations are a blast. I was like, you really wanna argue with this? You wanna argue with me right now? What else did they have on the list? Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, Beyond Good and Evil, Animal Crossing. Oh, like the original. Well, I guess the original is on N64, but the first one that came out in North America. Animal Crossing, Pikmin, SSX3, Skies of Arcadia Legends, Resident Evil, and Resident Evil Zero. I would not rank those two games together. I like both, but I would never rank Zero with the original Resident Evil. No offense. I wouldn't do it. F-Zero, Prince of Persia, Ikaruga, Super Monkey Ball. Hell yeah, let's go. Hold on. How many? Oh, I can't. Over. Need to get the full version. Super Mario Sunshine. Mamma mia. While many companies focus on production value and narrative during this console generation, Sega put a monkey inside a ball and focused on a simple play mechanic that was surprisingly fun. Killer 7, Time Splitters 2. I remember Time Splitters. Time Splitters was really fun. I used to play that with my friends a lot. Tales of Symphonia. Luigi's Mansion! He may not quite measure up to his older brother. Fuck you, Game Informer. So, frick you, Game Informer. But Luigi held his own in this delightful adventure, which saw him sucking up ghosts with a hefty dirt devil. Can they say that? Is that branded? Mario Kart Double Dash, that's the one with the baby park in it that everybody was really excited about, and then it was hell, right? No, the Dirt Devil, wasn't that like the name of a vacuum back then? Are you a game collector? I used to consider myself a game collector. Like, I used to try and collect games and like rare games and stuff like that, and now I'm a little bit more, I only buy games if I really intend to play them. But I still have like a pretty good collection just from... Sorry, my mom just texted me, "We're listening to you," with a heart eyes emoji. You can come in and say hi! You have to call me Maple though. Yeah, I used to consider myself a game collector. The walls have ears. But they say hello! They say hello, Moose parents! Yeah, I have a pretty good game collection, just from back when I was, like, serious about collecting. But I'm not... My collection now is mostly just like, oh, I want to play this. And I don't buy... I sometimes buy older games if it's something I missed but I really want to play. But I've definitely fallen off in recent years. But that's mostly just because I was like running out of room. Yeah, Time Splitters was like a really good like eat pizza and play with your buds game. Baby Park is the best course. Excited because Baby Park is hell. baby park exists to separate real gamers from the babies. They're definitely not gonna come in there. Because they're just like, they're probably like nervous. She just wanted to let me know that they were listening to me. I find it sus that she sent that message right after I said F you to Game Informer. She's probably like, don't swear. Nothing new. Baby Park was what Dante had in mind for Purgatory. Scared of the moose side of their daughter. That's true. Let's see, we got the 2008 holiday buying guide with Halo 3 Recon. So I actually had to text a friend and ask what the hell this was. Because I was like, is this something that like got canceled or that I forgot about? Like, what is this? This is ODST. Recon became ODST. It was just called Halo 3 Recon at first. So this is actually the ODST cover, which is kind of cool. Baby Park is a skill check. Oh, here we go. Top 10 worst character names. Jet Brody. Okay, this really made me mad. If you guys saw the top, you'll know why. Waluigi. Are you kidding me? Wait, why does it say Waluigi and then garbage in parentheses? Wait, what does that mean? When you say this name to most civilized humans, they just stammer and glare at you cockeyed. That's because it is terrible. With Wario, it makes a little sense. Just flip the M in Mario and you have a new character. But Waluigi is just a twisted mockery of language. Kindling furnaces of rage in the hearts and minds of everyone. Waluigi. Garbage! Like everybody else has their game listed under there, but he just has garbage! What? Butts. Wild Woody. Hold on. This? Yeah, number one's Jet Brody. Never played Fracture. It's just insulting to assume that gamers are too stupid to recognize a game as transparently phony as Jet Brody. How is this supposed to work? The marketing folks hope we say, wow, Jet Brody, I bet he bleeds Mountain Dew and eats snowboards. One copy of Fracture, please. Is that what we wanted? The sad thing, it was considered an improvement over the character's previous name, Mason Briggs. At least Jet is in the company of other we want to sound cool so bad dudes like Magnus Tide and Max Cougar. In fact, they share an apartment. Their phone rings infrequently. Game Informer was too brave. Yeah, I'm just pissed that they said Waluigi's in garbage. Like, come on. Okay, this one got me. This one made me really mad. Why'd you put Tails in here? Miles, Tails, Prower. Yeah, they hate Sonic. Yeah, we get it, Sega. Miles per hour. It wasn't even funny the first time. Shut up! If you're playing a game with Tails in it, your patience is probably already near the breaking point. I'm gonna find out who wrote this. Just when you think there couldn't be another mascot to despise, this tag-along loser. Who wrote this? You remember his full name. Core Meltdown in 543. Who wrote this? I want names. I want names. Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Why are they so mean to Sonic? Why are they so mean to Tails? Tails doesn't deserve it at all. Alucard. Writing backwards is one of the worst secret codes of all time. Alucard may as well walk around shouting, "Bland, I want to suck your blood." I don't want to ruin anything in case you haven't figured it out yet. He's related to a guy whose name rhymes with Dracula. That doesn't. You should have said, like, I don't know, anything else. Like Dracula or something. She can't say rhymes with Dracula. It's just Dracula. I'm getting worked up. Game Informer's getting me worked up. What else? Oh yeah, there's this old Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts ad. I thought was cool. If you can dream it, you can build it. I don't love Kazooie with eyelashes, or at least eyelashes like that, but... You can't just yell at me. If you're gonna yell at me, you have to come in here and sit with me. If it flies, floats, or dives, you can build it. Yeah, so this was back before this even came out. Why is Banjo so swole? Let's see. Oh yeah, Little Big Planet, Chrono Trigger. Yeah, Chrono Trigger handheld game of the month. Command and Conquer Red Alert 3 PC game of the month. This was what a time to be alive. Man's nose is a cube. Fallout 3 review, 9.5. Mirror's Edge, an 8. I'm furious that I did not like Mirror's Edge, but I think it was probably just the fact that I was bad at video games. That one, Fallout 3. Gears of War 2, a solid 9. That's my boy. Curb stomping your brain. Can't say a bad word about the visuals. At least they had some taste. They had some taste. I love Mir. Well, you're probably better at games than me, Kuruko. Not to besmirch my gamer name, but yeah, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts got an 8.5. That's really good. I still feel like I should go back and give Nuts and Bolts another try. I didn't like it when I played it, but I think I was being unfair. Like, I think I just wanted the original Banjo-Kazooie back so bad, and it's definitely not that, but I should just let it be its own thing. Yeah, the parkour, yeah. One of the first few parkour games. Yeah, like, the parkour was cool, I was just bad at it. Wait, fun fact about Red Alert 3, there was a printing issue with codes printed, they just didn't print the last letter. When I called EA about it, they just said, guess! Why do they love everything but Sonic? Yeah, see, that's the thing, is the lore of Mirror's Edge is cool, it's just I hated the gameplay, like, a lot. Fable 2, okay, I played the crap out of Fable 2, actually. I played a lot of Fable 2. I had, like, 5 wives. Because you can marry as many ladies as you have, like, houses to keep them in, basically. And I think you can have, like, 5 houses. And so I simply married 5 ladies and put them in my 5 houses. Just get good. I can't get good. I'm bad. Yeah, like, these few years had a lot of, like, really mainstay titles come out. And, like, even if titles, like, they haven't gotten, like, what's the word? They haven't gotten sequels in recent years. They're like still very much like in the public consciousness, you know? I can't believe you married 5 ladies. I did! They all had their own houses and they didn't know about each other. I visited them when I came back from my adventures. Played a lot of Fable too. You could sacrifice them. I don't think I sacrificed them. I forgot who I didn't sacrifice my dog either, because I was like, I would rather simply not finish the game than sacrifice my dog. She did the isekai before isekai existed. Okay, this got me heated. They gave Kirby Superstar Ultra a 7. Kirby is alright with, because Kirby Superstar Ultra is a legend and you gave it a 7? Please. People got a new game announced way back. Yeah! What was it like? I know they had the like weird like rail shooter journey or whatever it was. But then they were supposed to do a new Fable, I thought. But I don't know what's happening to it. Ban this man! Yeah, I was so mad! Yeah. A 7. Let the hunt begin. John Wick Red Eyes Reload. Yeah, when I saw the 7, I was like, I am about to, who wrote this? Does he still work there? That was Matt. I think his name's Matt Miller. I think. I saw it on like the front page at one point and I was like, I don't remember that guy's name from something. Maybe from rating Kirby a 7. There's one in the works, but not much. Oh, so it's still okay. For some reason, I thought it'd been like quietly canceled, but if it's not, it's still going. Superstar Ultra, yeah, it's pretty mid. Gets fired, yeah, and I would be the boss there. I hope not. I mean, me too. I obviously played a lot of Fable too. I would like to play a new Fable. Oh yeah, so their early Dragon Age coverage from the creators of Baldur's Gate. The creator of Braid speaks out. You guys like the papyrus here? Dragon Age Origins? An exclusive first look at the console editions. I was like, Dragon Age. Oh, I just thought this was a cool ad. They have the Good Morning Chrono, and then they have the release date, November 25th, 2008 AD. But it's like all in the style, the opening of Chrono Trigger. I thought that was just a neat ad. Props to whoever. Yeah, Braid was huge, and that's the thing is like, this sounds really bad, but after a while, because they were always sort of spoken of, like at the same time and in the same context, I really couldn't tell Jonathan Blow and Phil Fish apart. And so when I read like creator of Braid speaks out, Jonathan Blow, I think I have a picture here. Yeah, the Vanguard, Jonathan Blow. I was like, isn't he the guy who like made my favorite tweet of all time? And then I remembered. Then I remembered that wasn't him. It was Phil Fish made my favorite tweet of all time, which is I wish video games was a building so I could burn it down with all of you people inside of it. I don't know why I think it's the funniest of all time. But whenever I'm like playing games online with my friends, that is definitely a tweet hate whenever I'm playing games online with my friends and like we start getting toxic and like I start getting mad at them. Like if we're playing like Among Us or something and things start going wrong, I'm just like, I wish video games was a building. so I could burn it down with all you people inside of it. Yeah, no, I think Philfish, I don't know or remember much about him. I have like a vague notion that he kind of sucks. I don't remember why he sucks. But that tweet is always a banger to me. Because I like to deploy it when I'm getting toxic. Hey, anything that helps me fuel my toxicity. Yeah, I don't know who that is. That might just be the player character. I'm not sure. Anything to help me fuel my toxicity, I'll take. So, handheld game of the month, Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. Philfish, some names should stay repressed. Stay where you belong in my memories. We're talking about Philfish, who I've apparently raised from the dead. Have you never played that game before? I've never played it because when I brought it up, chat was like, that's the worst game ever made. And I was like, understood, okay. But then Kuruko was like, no, I love that game, and now I'm confused. Well, yeah, look, a little Sonic love. We thought this moment would never come. They couldn't just let him have a win. There's actually a good Sonic game out there. I've started playing a 10-hour loop of Squidward slamming his face into a cash register when I get salty at games. I used to play a 10-hour loop of the Zora King from Ocarina of Time sliding back and forth on his throne. So it would just be like, weep, 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 and it would slowly drive everyone I was playing with nuts. I also had a 10-hour loop of the Ocarina of Time Marketplace song, and that's another one if you want to really just like drive a room of people mad. Put that bad boy on. Weep. Weep. Yeah. It's fun. I will fight everyone. See, I think I have the full. Oh yeah, that's the quiz. Which of these is your favorite game? Oh yeah, Dead Space. Dead Space was their game of the month, not handheld game of the month. The new face of horror. I'm excited. I know it's not gonna be the same, but I'm still excited that we're getting a new Dead Space. As long as it comes out, I don't care if it's bad. Spore! Who remembers? So, what am I thinking? Who remembers Spore? Who remembers Spore? Spore was huge at the time. Like, everyone was playing Spore, and everyone was making like nightmare creatures to share online with each other. Weep, 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 weep. Still concerned about Silent Hill 2 remake getting handed to the freaking Bloober team. Don't talk to me about it. I was like trying to work today and I saw that and I was like, I can't do this right now. Yeah. Like I think I had the Spore DS game, like Spore, it's like creatures or something. I'm not sure. It was definitely, it wasn't like as big as Spore. I mean, people used to make their wait. I just remembered something. I just remembered some really good lore. That's a really good lore. Spore was truly the James Cameron's avatar of its time. Spore DS nuts, got him. Okay. I need to see if this is still up. Hold on. There's a very important article. For Pokemon. Pokemon. Yes. Okay. I just said it. No, hold on. Can't find it. So there was. So a friend of mine really liked Spore, and he tried to like recreate some Pokemon in Spore. And around the time a lot of people were doing that, like they were trying to make Pokemon lookalikes in Spore. And it sort of became its own thing, and people would post it online. And one of the really big gaming sites, one of the really big gaming news sites, did an article. I'm gonna spend the rest of my night looking for it now. Which was Spore Pokemon, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And they went through and they found people's Pokemon creations. And they had the good ones, they had the bad ones, and then they had the nightmare ugly ones. And they rated each of them and roasted the ugly ones. And my friend's Meowth wound up on the article under the ugly. And he was like, what the He was like, how dare they call my Meowth ugly? I can't believe this happened to me. It was big oof. Big oof. And so we still talk about it. We're still remember when that gaming site picked up your Meowth Spore creature and called it ugly and roasted you, and he's like, stop. Oh god! Poor dude. No, I love making fun of him. It's one of my favorite people to roast. So when he got hit with that, I was like, this... No! This poor I need to find a good, bad, ugly. I'll text him. I'll just be like, do you still have the article? It's so important to me. I should have gotten it beat her up now. I should have gotten it framed. Put it on the fridge. Please! Claim to fame as a roasting from a defunct magazine subscription. That's true. He's a king for it. Okay. Here's the actual review of Sonic Chronicles the Dark for the fight back. What are you fighting me for? The time has come. Look, they gave it an 8.5. Beetle! Beetle, please! What are we fighting me for? Wait till we get neural feedback. Then the pain will be real. Yeah, look, they gave it 8.5. Actually, this game looks dope. Are you guys sure it's bad? Are you guys sure it's bad? Are you sure it's bad? They seem to like it. They don't like Sonic. Let's see, okay. I'll move on, Garrett, thank you. Thank you for the bits, Garrett. Oh god. I don't have Kuniko squeakies. I don't have squeak, 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 squeak. We need Maple to acknowledge the tits program out loud. There, I did it. Okay, we'll find a way to stream Sonic and the Dark Brotherhood. Wait, I see feet moving. Mama is up and moving. She's moving. Where are you going, Mama? Go back. Say hi. If Sonic ring subs to ooh, ring sounds too now. Oh. Thank you for subscribing, Chicken Coop Enjoyer. Oh, was it just to do that? Did someone say squeak, 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 squeak? Let's see. It's my turn started to beat up Maple. Please. I don't remember where I was at. What's this one? That's the Dark Brotherhood. Oh, this was my parents' cat stepping on the review. Dark Brotherhood. He came and he was like, yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, there was this article. I posted this in the Discord, but there's an article about a guy named I'm Too Godly apparently cheating cheating at COD 4 online. And then he claimed that he gave the gamer tag to a kid, and then he claimed that it was hacked. So I'm thinking he was cheating. I'm too godly. That's debatable. Give me back my Game Boy. Meow. It's mine now. Sonic and the Black Knight. They were not excited about this. I know you're all shocked to hear. Sonic has ridden through skies on the surfboard, been sucked into an Arabian Night-style fairy tale, and even been used as a pinball. So is it really all that unusual that his next Wii game will have him traveling through time exploring an ancient medieval kingdom? Maybe, but that's still what he'll be doing next spring when this sequel to Sonic and the Secret Rings comes out. Armed with a sword, Sonic must travel across an Arthurian-inspired world on a quest to become the ultimate knight and save the day. A Sonic Renaissance Festival sounds as bad to us as Eddie Murphy's last 10 films. What is Game Informers just knives out all the time? Oh yeah, no, this is the cursed image. How dare you give Tales of Vesperia a 7.25? I don't even remember Infinite Undiscovery. Infinite Undiscovery, they gave it an 8. And they gave Tales of Vesperia 7.25. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't trust you anymore. Ugh. Honed. Winning SOCOM combined assault strategies. Now creepy on multiple levels. Sneak King. Oh, and Big Bumpin'. I don't know where my Sneak King is, because I have the case. That was one of the games I wasn't able to find. The Sneak King. I'll buy another one, don't worry. And I got Big Bumpin'. Of course I got Big Bumpin'. You gotta sneak up and you gotta give the people the coffee. And the boigas. The lesser cousin to Jump King. How does one buy Sneak King? I mean, I was just gonna go on eBay and fork over however much people wanted because that game is a treasure and I refuse to. Oh, I have one last Game Informer picture before I can finally move on to my cards. This one's a doozy. So you gotta brace yourself to dive into the dark web. Sneak King sneaked so Jump King can jump. This one's a doozy. A doozy. The top 10 lines in gaming. Number 1 is finishing. The announcer, Mortal Kombat. Number 2 is Would You Kindly from Atlas and BioShock. Number 3 is Wizard Needs Food Badly. The announcer in Gauntlet. Number 4 is Killing Spree from Unreal Tournament. Snake. Nuclear launch detected. I'm surprised that they did that instead of, like, you need to build additional pylons or whatever it was. I always felt like that was a bigger meme. Number 7 is ... Hundreds of NPCs. Most Japanese RPGs today. And then, of course, it's the year 2007, so we have The Cake is a Lie, Portal. War never changes. The narrator in Fallout. And You Rock from Guitar Hero. I can't catch it. I can't catch it. Or can I? I got you. I'm playing defense now. I can't catch them. It didn't work. Oh, God. Vibe check. Uh-oh. Wait. Who's there? Who's there? Hi. Okay, good night. Do you want to shout hi at everybody?
Hi.
That's not his real voice. Real moose hours. What a night we're having. Said, I don't know if you guys heard before, he says he's going upstairs to read his books. So I will try not to yell too much more. Is that the Giga Chat? Yes. Voice detected. You truly are related. Ooh, now we just gotta get Mama Moose in here. She's still watching her shows though. She said they go till 11. She watches all 3 of the FBI most, like they're dramas. I don't watch them. I've been watching, I am a fan of crime shows, but I've been watching, when I need my crime show fix, I've been mostly watching 911, because it's about firefighters, but it's also like the most chaotic show I've ever seen. They're just like constantly getting into situations where just like people are like getting like choked out by their own pet snakes, and they're like, what do we do? Try not to yell too much. Is that possible for you, ma'am? I don't know. You call her a coward, maybe. Yeah, she's watching her FBI right now. She might show up after that. She might come in and be like, "You need to get off and try on your officiant dress." I'll be like, "I'm sorry." So let's see. I have other stuff. So before I get to the Pokemon and Digimon cards, I found some other cards that I had. I used to collect Dragon Ball Z cards. Like this one. I used to collect the Dragon Ball Z card game cards. I knew how to play it. I knew how to play it at one point. Yeah, the OG! Those on God. I knew how to play it at one point. I don't remember how it's played anymore, but as I was looking through the cards, I was like, oh. I was like, yeah, I remember you like raise your character's power levels and then use combat cards to fight using like your character with their power level going up. And there's like a little, I didn't get a picture of it, but there's a little scouter that goes with it that has like a little thing that you put over these numbers to keep track of your character's power level at the time. But it was really fun. And I actually knew I knew some other people who played it, so we used to play together. The Z Sword, I had the Z Sword one too. I had 3. I found 3 when I was going through my stuff. There was I had a Z one with a scouter, and then I had 2 like trunk swords. If you look, you can tell that for the Trunks cards, and only the Trunks cards, I've sleeved every single one. Here it comes again. It's going back. That's because Trunks was my Dragon Ball Z husband, though. So I love Trunks. Same image. Did I pull that off? Yeah, I love Trunks. So I sleeved all of his cards. See, I never played Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was younger. I played Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon. But I never really got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, I collected them mostly, but I knew some kids at school who played. So we played together. Yeah, here's the rest. Here's more Trunks cards. Yeah, there we go. Look at all these sleeved bad boys, because I love them too much. You can tell, like, I somehow obtained all of these Trunks cards. I do not have this many cards of any of the other characters. I'm guessing the power creep isn't as severe as in the show. I mean, the power creep is probably fine, so I think they discontinued this, which means it's, like, the perfectly balanced card game forever. Did I just take a million pictures of my same Trunks cards? Legend. Oh. And then, yeah, I had these. These are like pretty rare, I think. I had Piccolo. And I had, of course, Trunks. Ah! These special holofoils. Ridiculous power levels on these bad boys. Yeah, the dragon. So I found my DBZ binder. I went through that. Let's see. Mega yoked Trunks. Love my boy. And then the other binder that I found, that wasn't Pokemon or Digimon, was I found my Lord of the Rings TCG binder. I never played this game. I just collected the cards. But as I was like reading like the card descriptions, I was like, I want to know how this is played. Yeah, they had a TCG for Lord of the Rings. I feel so bad for Papa Moose Wallet. But like reading it, it sounds really interesting. If Bear is about to take a wound in a skirmish, he wears the one ring until the regroup phase. While wearing the one ring, each time the ring bearer is about to take a wound during the skirmish, add a burden instead. Like there's all these things like wounds and burdens and skirmishes, and I was like, I want to know now how this game is played. With my Frodo, son of Drogo card. My boy. I'm kind of a hobbit. My soul is hobbit shaped. So I love Frodo. Frodo's my boy. Also love my boy Samwise, son of Hamfast. Sam, the faithful companion. Yeah, here's another. You can play Build a Pony from your draw deck. If Frodo dies, make Sam the ring bearer. Like, I wonder, I don't even know if it's like, what's it called? Asymmetrical? Because it feels like you couldn't like play a Frodo against a Frodo, you know? Like I feel like you'd have one person. There's like Urukai cards and stuff like that, like Urukai and Orc cards, and like I have some Saruman cards. So I was like, it must be like one person plays like good and the other person plays not good. But I love Lord of the Rings, so I collected the cards. And of course, I have the card of my husband, Aragorn, King in Exile. So much. Ranger. Ranger. No, you have to finish them. They're so good. I've watched the extended edition so many times. So many times. I can like, I like to bust out, it's time for Faramir, son of Gondor, to show his quality. I told you guys before that me and my friend, we used to have this thing. Yeah, I see, now I want to go look at the wiki. I want to like figure out how the game is played, because it looks, as I was reading, I was like, these cards are really interesting, but it feels like it would have to be asymmetrical. But I don't know, so I want to like look into it. But me and my friend, we used to do this thing where if one of us wanted to play a game online, like if one of us wanted to play like League, or something, the one who was asking to play would text the other, Gondor calls for aid. And then if the other person could get online to play League or whatever game it was, then we would respond, and Rohan will answer. And if we couldn't get online because we were busy, then we would respond, where was Gondor when the Westfold fell? Not shocking. Good night, Law. I also was like, I definitely, when I had to calibrate a microphone for somebody at work the other day, and I just yelled Aragorn's speech. To calibrate it, and they were, because I was alone, like there was nobody else in the building. I was like, I can get away with it. I was like, it is not this day. I was like, oh god. Hope nobody walks in here. They can't know. They can't know. I love Lord of the Rings though, so I really wanted to collect the cards, but yeah, I never played the game, so I want to. Let's see. Not my Digimon cards. Turns out she was on camera. Don't say that. Don't say it. Turns out the mic recorded it and that audio file will be found soon. I hope I delete it. I hope I deleted it. I can't remember if I did. I'm gonna have to check something after the stream. Security footage clip, please. Oh, I love Lord of the Rings. Just like that, there is fear. So Digimon was another card game that, like, I collected the cards and I really liked collecting them, but I never really played the game, not out of lack of interest, but mostly because just nobody around here played it. Digimon was like sort of a rarer interest around these parts, so I never got to play it so much. Here's my Metal Greymon with the cool gold foil name. But I guess I was trying to figure it out last night, so I think the way it works, they'll find it when they need it most. Oh, God. Yeah, I know there's a new trading card game out, so now I'm kind of interested in that. But I'm interested in this too, because so it looks like whatever your attack does is based off of like the type up here of the enemy, and so like, if there's a second. Okay, so I'm my holographic machine Dramon. So like if these cards are against each other, I think Machine Dramon would defend for 340. But then I think Metal Greymon, because he's a virus type, would do Giga Blaster for 440. And I'm not sure what the score down here is. So like, because it has Rookie, Champion, Ultimate, and Mega. And it's 100 for each except for 200 for Mega for Metal Greymon. Maybe that's like how much score you get for taking out an enemy of that type. So like, I guess this would take him out because it's a bigger number, so you would get 200 score for taking him out, maybe? I'm guessing here. This is a guess. And then they had like special abilities: Vaccine, Fly, Virus, special effects, score 300 when digivolving to this Digimon. Oh yeah, so you must be like anti-Yu-Gi-Oh! Like you're trying to hit a certain score. But then yeah, it was cool because you could like, you had to have like Digivices in your deck, I guess, and then you had to. Oh, so like I could actually Digivolve Metal Greymon into Machine Dramon using a Digivice. Oh. Yeah, I don't know the deets of the Digimon card game, but like it always seemed really fun. I just never got to play it because no one around. But I like it. I like how the cards look. The art's really cool. That's my Hollow Machine Dramon. Oh yeah, so Taco Bell, I think it was during the movie promo when the movie came out. Taco Bell had a promotion, and the really rare card that you could get from the Taco Bell promotion was this War Greymon, who's really, really good. And I ate a lot of tacos to get this War Greymon. I was really happy. I was really happy. So when I found it again, I was like, yes, I still have my Taco Bell card. Let's go. My precious Taco Bell War Greymon. I have no idea who this dude is. I just like that he's a swole monkey. I guess there's also different kinds of digivolving. I guess DNA digivolving. DNA plus an ultimate. Huh. Elvis monkey? Yeah. I don't know who he is, but he's here. Weregarurumon, the ultimate form of one of my boys, Gabumon. I hated him in the series. I don't remember him in the series. I don't remember the Elvis monkey. I have 2 gold foil Myotismons somehow. Like, I've definitely collected Digimon cards, but like, I didn't remember collecting them to the point that I had like this many kind of neat cards. And I wonder like the other thing too is because I never played the game, I don't know what deck building is like, so I don't know if you focus, if you like make a vaccine deck or if you make a virus deck, or if you just try and like balance it so that you can deal with anything. I'm not sure. My Gatomons. So cute. She's so cute. Offline. Oh, so you must. So for offline one card, that must mean you like discard one card to Digivolve from Patamon or Tentamon or whatever. Oh. I'm slowly figuring out the Digimon card. One on the right looks like it's seen some shit. Yeah, it does. This. More cards. Meramon. Meramon, Saber Leomon. Hercules, Kabuterimon. Oh, my holos. My holos are like in shockingly good condition too. Like, I don't know why. I must have just had like a healthy respect for what I saw as like rare and valuable cards as a kid. Yeah, I saw we were looking at some of the cards in the Discord last night for the new Digimon set. We were looking at some of the cards. And yeah, they took some of the art from the old cards, which is really cool. They just like brought it forward. And it was neat. It was really neat seeing the old art in a new form. But I'm curious about the new card game. Because it looks, from what I've seen and just of the cards, it looks really different. Oh, I love Metal Seedramon actually. He has a gun on his nose. Look at that guy. Look at this guy. Plus, I love how pretty his card is. I always liked him even though he was bad in the show. Marine Angemon. Look at this cutie. This is a mega, allegedly. Yeah, like it looks really different, but I'd still like to try playing it. Yet nobody knew how to actually play the game. See, that feels... Oh, it's a first edition. I didn't notice that. It feels like nobody actually played the Digimon card game. They all just wanted the cards. Yeah, I want to look... I actually saw... Well, maybe that's something I can get tomorrow when I'm at the comic shop. I saw that they had the new Digimon decks. And I thought about getting one when I was there last time, but then I was like, like I'm trying to get my Hololive. But since I'm gonna be there tomorrow trying to spend store credit, maybe I can get one of the Digimon decks and check it out. But oh yeah. So I love, so this is another Metal Greymon card, but the art is the art from Digimon World for the PS1. I don't know what this is. What's this? What is this? 6. Is this like a serial number or something? Like there was only 100,000 of them made? 64,337? Is that what that means? Add it to the Weiss unboxing? I guess I could. I'm still waiting on the rest of my Weiss cards to ship. I'm checking. Code for the PS1 game? Maybe. Hold on. Metal Greymon. With the Digimon world. Right, let me look it up. Metal Greymon card. 100,000. Oh yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. It was limited to 100,000 copies. Huh. Yeah, so apparently they only made 100,000 of this card. But apparently there's a project online of somebody's trying to record how many of them still exist. Because obviously, like, a lot of parents threw out their kids' cards and stuff like that. I'll send mine in. That's a cool project. I just found it. I just googled Metal Greymon card 100,000, and that's the first thing that came up. The numbered DW01 Metal Greymon card was limited to 100,000 copies, so I'm trying to record how many still exist. Huh. That's neat. How did I get this? I don't even remember how I got it. How did this? What the? Yeah, the serial numbers were numbered 1 to 100,000. Holy sh! Hold on. Hold on. Metal Greymon D. Okay. I mean, it's expensive, but it's not expensive. There was one site trying to sell it for $9,000, and I was like, do I have to go dig this out of the bins again? I do not. It is going for like 200 bucks though. Sheesh! Yeah, well, apparently one of them sold at one point for $55,000. I think that person got robbed. Somebody else bought one for $9,000. But yeah, it seems like on average it goes for about 200. That's not bad. 200's not bad. Well, I sell old stuff and you can just find cash in a game case. That cash is how I tipped my movers. I was like, thank you, boys. Crack open my beautiful Katamari case. Papa Boo's hearing that and running back downstairs to know where the card is. He'll never know. I already put it back in the basement. It's safe. Wait, I want to I want to research how much some of these are worth now. I didn't know. It's cool though that it has the. Wait, I want to see the serial. It must depend on the serial number. So the $55,000 one must have been like 1 out of 100,000 or something like that. Like a really low number. Yeah, this one's going for 150. This one's going for 200. Huh. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm just curious. I'm just curious what my options are. I didn't know. I didn't know it was expensive. Like, I was just like admiring the Digimon world art, and then I was like, wait, what are these? What's that number? I had no idea. I didn't even see that number when I was looking at it in person. I just saw it on the photo. Uh-huh. Let's see. Let's move on to Pokemon. Let's see the Pokemon. What the Pokemon got. Oh yeah, I also found this. What is this? I had like a couple magic cards in the mix. You can see they're in those like those cheap plastic boxes that we used to put decks in. You can see they're in there, but I just found like a bunch of magic cards in one. It's like old lands too, with like the white border. This guy. This guy. This guy. Occasionally a member of the Institute of Arcade. Study acquires a taste for worldly pleasures. Seldom do they have trouble finding employment. It's Tim? Why are we all calling him Tim? Prodigal Sorcerer is a classic. I just found him. He's just sitting in my box. He's just sitting there. When I pulled him out, I was like, what is he? Who is he? Do 1 damage to any target. Ooh. Let's see. Where's my Pokemans? Oh yeah, so these weren't in my binder, but they were in the box. I guess I have this like Pikachu, it's like a bunch of Pikachu cards, but in different languages. So it's in English, Italian, Korean, different art on all of them too. Spanish, Japanese, German, hello, French. They're all holographic, it's pretty cool. French. What's that? Oh, Holland? And Portuguese. I like how Thunderbolt is just Thunderbolt in Portuguese. Oh, Polish! Sorry, I didn't see the 10-10 over the O. I was like, Holland? Poland. Polish. Maple that's Polish. Listen! I can't read. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! I can't read. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! I can't read. Kuriko, do you want me to try reading this? See? Maple. Listen, I don't know. How to say hello or get electrocuted in many languages. That's true! Okay, hold on. Let me get a better picture. Clearly. I wonder if on my original photo, if I can read that's Polish. No, it's still very tiny. Holland. Listen! Hola. Hunched over something. Rayo isn't. Is it Rayo? Isn't smudged? Descarta todas las energías unidas a Pikachu. The French one too. Bonjour. Salut votre adversaire. Ensuite, chaque jour. I can't read. It's off the thing. On carte. Prenez défausser. Goûtez les cartes. Énergie attachée Pikachu. Let's see. That was acceptable. Wait, which one was the Spanish one not acceptable? I'm sorry. I cannot read the German. There's a letter in there that I don't know how to pronounce. I didn't hear you were whispering. Okay, I can't read the first part of the Spanish card. Hola. Something a tu rival. Luego cada something roba una carta. El rayo descarta todas las energías unidas a Pikachu. Speak louder like a Spanish person. Louder! You're not Spanish enough! English was acceptable. Bonjour. Saluez votre adversaire. Ensuite, chargez le jeu. I took 4 years of French. I don't know any of it anymore, but I should be able to pronounce it mostly. Hola one says, saluda a tu rival. Luego cada jugador roba un carta? Louder. No, there's a weird B shape thing on the German one that I don't know how to read. I think it's like sh or s, but I don't know how to pronounce it really. I don't know. Donnerblitz. That's just an S. Oh, okay. Still. Go pull out the chancla. I learned French in 6 months. You can do better in 4 years. Okay, but it was like 15 years ago. Donnerblitz was good. Donnerblitz. I don't use my language either. What's funny is, I mean, I'm gonna Pikachu. Konnichiwa. Can't read it, it's too blurry. Chotto matte. Konnichiwa. It's even blurry on my original picture. Something to aisatsu o shiyou. Sono ato, otagai no player wa sore something's off the edge. Blurry. Para kado. That counter. Imai. Good. 10万ボルト。このポケモンについているエネルギーをすべてトラッシュ。トラッシュ。トラッシュ。I learned French back in like 2004, probably 2004, 2005, I think. So it's been a schminute. It's been a schminute. Maple talking in Spanish, yeah. Yeah, Hallish, the Hallish language. I spoke. Oh, I can do it one more time now that Kuruko's given me the transcription of that card. Saluda a tu rival. Luego cada jugador roba una carta. And then Rayo descarta todas las energías unidas a Pikachu. And then the French is bonjour. Saluez votre adversaire. Ensuite, chaque jeu, can't read the rest. Un carte. Poner. Défausser. Toutes les cartes. Énergie attachée. Pikachu. to study. Bust out the Duolingo. Bust out the Duolingo. Learn me something. Learn me a thing or three. Oh yeah. This is the other thing I found. I found my Pokemon Snap. My Pokemon Snap. So if you like played Pokemon Snap on the N64 back in the day, and you had a Blockbuster near you, you could take. She's speaking Holland. Listen. You could take the cards, these cards, and you could bring in your game cartridge, and you could print your pictures from your Pokemon Snap cartridge onto these stickers. So these are stickers. These are my stickers from when I was my pictures from when I was a kid, and I made them. So I got Gyarados spitting, I got Pikachu, I got Poliwag, I got Lapras, Dragonite. I got Dragonite like pointing at me. 2 Arcanines, Electrode, funky and fresh, and then Mew. So I had these printed out, and then I had 2 Pokemon Snap cards, I guess? I don't know why I had 2. I was apparently a Pokemon Snap heavy user, or maybe I just really wanted a Bulbasaur and a Charmander. That chunky Bulba, yeah, I know! That's not how you pronounce Energia. How do you pronounce it? Energia? Energia? Maybe? Maybe? Yeah, so I found these. I was really excited. I was like, oh, I'm a Pokemon Snap. No hard H sound. Hard H. Energia? Oh, Energia. Energia? Energia. Ah. Hey, I miss Fat Bulbasaur. He was so cute. Yeah, I found those. I was really excited. I was like, yes! They can't still work. Those machines probably aren't even still. I mean, I feel like maybe collectors have them. I don't know what they'd have. Okay, so my Pokemon card collection. So I did some research because I said before, like, oh yeah, I collected Pokemon cards, but I stopped at a certain point. So I finally figured out what point I stopped at, because I've always said, oh, I stopped after Team Rocket or Gym Leaders, whatever came last. So apparently it was the Gym Leaders came last. Team Rocket came, that was the set before the Gym Leader set. And the other thing is the Gym Leader set was broken into 2 sets. So there was like Gym Leader or Gym Heroes, and then like Gym Rivals or something like that. There were 2 sets, and basically the first set. Yeah, are you hearing the cat? Sorry. Buddy, come in here. Come snuggle. And so the Gym Leader set was broken into 2 sets. The Gym Heroes was the first 4 Gym Leaders. Brock, Misty, Lieutenant Surge, and Erica. And then Gym Rivals, or whatever the second set was the last 4. It was Sabrina, Koga, Blaine, and Giovanni. So it was actually broken into 2. Apparently it's only broken into 2 in Japan, or in America. In Japan it was 1 set. So yeah, the light and dark sets basically. Could you come in here? I hear you hollering. But the way that I like keep my cards in my binder was I like to keep them in Pokedex order. But then if they came out with like a new one, so like Dark Charmeleon or Blaine's Charmeleon, I would update it. I would push all the other cards back so that I could keep all the Charmeleons together. So that's why. So this is sort of how the layout of my binder. Yeah, index number. I have to keep them in the Pokedex number. So I have, let's see, that picture. Yeah, here's a later, so you can sort of see that it continues throughout my Giovanni's Magikarp, Misty's Magikarp, Dark Gyarados, Lapras. Got 4 Eevees there. Eevee, Lieutenant Surge's Eevee. I think, yeah, that's Jungle set Eevee, Rocket set Eevee, Lieutenant Surge's Eevee, and then a promo Eevee. And then all the Eeveelutions over there. Put all the Charmeleons in one spot. It got thick. Yeah, I always would like rearrange it. Every time a new set came out, I was like, well, I have to rearrange my binder now so it can be in the proper order. Let's see. So yeah, I got some close-ups of some of my... And some of these are like promo cards, but I can't remember what they were a promo for. Or whether they were just a promo for going to, like the trading card league, the Wizards of the Coast League. Because we had a league here, that got promo cards, and I went to the weeklies, and I always played and traded and stuff and hung out at the weeklies, and so I'd always wind up getting the promos. I was trying to find my gym badges. I know they're around here somewhere, but I couldn't find them. They weren't in that bin, so they might be in another bin. I'll have to go digging. Was this the promo for the movies? I mean, it might have been. There were definitely a lot of my promo cards in here I remember getting from the Wizards of the Coast, like, league that I went to, and they would just like hand them out on a certain date if you showed up. Yeah, chonky Venusaur over here. I love him. He's holographic. You can't really tell from the picture, but he's hollow. So's this guy, actually. They're both hollows. But he's a promo. So I've looked at like more recent Pokemon cards, and the power creep seems pretty ridiculous. My thick boy. The power creep seems pretty ridiculous. Like 100 HP was pretty chonky, I remember back in the day, but now that seems like pretty standard. Like the amount of damage that attack does is huge. Yeah. Because I wish, that's one thing, is I think that they've actually released classic cards, but they've been rebalanced to be more in line with... Because I remember that they did that. I think they released some of the old starter decks, like the Mewtwo starter deck, and they just rebalanced it to be more in line with, like, current Pokemon powers, but I kind of wish that they would make, like, I don't know, a league where you could only use cards from before, like, a certain point or something, so as old people could still play. I actually downloaded the online, the TCG online app, and I tried playing it a little bit, but I was like, I don't feel like I understand the game anymore because it's so different because of, like, how blown out all the powers are, so... But I'd like to still try to, like, the power creep is ridiculous. I'd like to still try and, like, get into it. What else do I got? Okay, here's my Chars, my holographic Charizard. The Piece de Resistance. And this is my first edition. Ugh! Here's my Mapley said the same thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! That's true, that's true. My first edition holographic Dark Charizard. These are my treasures. A piece de resistance here. I wish this was in better shape. I got it from a card shop. I didn't pull it from a pack, so it already looked like this when I got it. It already looked like this otherwise, because I pulled this from a pack, actually. I did pull the first edition holo from a pack. I remember I actually fell on the floor of the card store because I was in such shock that I actually pulled it. I was really excited. But you can see that the cards that I pulled are like in immaculate condition because I took really good care of them. But cards I got from elsewhere, less so. They're coming out with a new online TCG that's phone compatible. Let's go. Actually, finally was logging back into Yu-Gi-Oh! When I had like a minute to myself. Like yesterday, the day before, I was like, I need to log into Yu-Gi-Oh! I just need to do anything. I need to have some fun. Yeah, mobile would be a game changer. Yeah, those are I love my Charizards. Let's see. My Blastoise. This guy's a holo. It's not first edition though, but he's a holo. I think I might have another one behind him. Let's see. I think there might be one behind him that isn't first edition, but it's missing the shadow here. But I think it's also a holograph. A holo. But I think it's no shadow. I'm not sure. And then first edition holo Dark Blastoise. Good night, lamp. Don't keep Mama who's waiting too long to try on that dress. I know. I'll let her know you said that. She'll be very pleased. She'll be like, they get it. What's a dark Pokemon? They're from the Team Rocket set. So if it's from the Team Rocket set, it was a dark whatever. So dark Blastoise, dark Charizard. They're rockets. They're rocket Pokemon. I want to go. Actually, it's still in the other room, but I don't really want to like tear it all apart. I'll look later. I'll confirm, but I think I have a shadowless holographic Blastoise back there too. My Arbok. My dark Arbok. Holo. He was really cool. I think that like nobody respects Well, I know Pomu respects Arbok. Nobody respects Arbok. I love Arbok. Chabok. I love him. Koga's Arbok. Yeah, kind of like evil Pokemon, yeah. Look at that smug MF. That Arbok has a different belly. Yeah. He has this guy's normal, but he has like this even like eviler face. He has the teeth. He's the teethy. Still support wearing the death note to the wedding, but anyway, good night everyone. Good night, Garrett. I'll ask the bride if that's okay. I'll get her thoughts on that. My Pikachu. So apparently, I was trying to figure out what these cards, with the stars here were, and apparently that's actually the set after the Gym Leader set. It's the first set that had the gold and silver Pokemon in it. But I must have only gotten a few packs, because I do have cards with the stars, but only a couple. So that must have been around the time when I stopped collecting. Let's see. Yeah, Chonky Pikachu. Yeah, the Neo set. Yeah. This was another promo. The Chonky Pikachu. Forgot he must have been for the league, for the card league. I don't remember where else I would have gotten, or maybe that was for going to the one of the Wizards of the Coast events. I went to an event with a friend of mine one time. Yeah, it was. I think I've told that story of some 6-year-old yelling that my name wasn't Nick because I had borrowed a copy of my friend's Pokemon Ruby so I could battle people. But I think this might have come from that event, now that I'm thinking about it. Because I remember they were giving out cards, so that might have been it. Pikachu. Yeah, the WB promo. So I have all the WB promo cards. I have pictures of the others, but yeah, this was the Pikachu. This was for the Pokemon the first movie, yeah. The WB Pokemon the first. I don't remember how I got all of them. Pokemon the first movie. WB presents. I got the Pikachu. The Pikachu. And then. Oh yeah, I got just a picture of just that guy. Chonky. I do see. That's the thing is, I love Chonky Pikachu. I wish they would just let Pikachu be a cute Chonky boy. I love him. He's so cute. He's so cute. Chonkachu. Who else? Oh, so I told this story, but this is the Vileplume, so you can see it's very damaged. But this is the Vileplume where, like, some kid. I was on vacation with my family, and I just happened to have my Pokemon cards with me. And this kid was at this place, and we both just happened to have our Pokemon cards, and I was like, can we trade Pokemon cards? And he was like, yeah, sure. And so we looked at each other's collections, and I saw this Vileplume, and I didn't have a Vileplume, and I was like, oh, I want the, I know it's damaged, but like, I want your Vileplume. And he was like, oh yeah, I'll trade that to you. And I was like, okay, what do you want? I was like, look through my collection, make an offer, and we'll see what we can do. And I was the type of kid where like I was always down for a fair trade, but I didn't trade cards unless I had dupes, because if I had a dupe of a holo, then I would trade. But otherwise I wouldn't, because I wanted the full collection. And I was like, I'm not gonna like lose my collection to gain a new card. Like I want my collection. But he went through my collection and he looked at all of my cards, and I had a lot of dupes. Like I had a lot of like duped like rares. And even like a duped holo or two. And he looked at my common ass coughing card and he's like, I want this. And I was like, that's just coughing. I was like, are you sure? And he was like, no, yeah, I want this. I was like, okay. So I got this Vileplume, and I'll always remember that I got this Vileplume card by trading a coughing, which was common as heck to this kid. He just really wanted that coughing, and I kept saying, are you sure? And he was like, yes, I'm sure. And I was like, okay, if that's what you're into. Like he just really wanted it, I guess. But I got a Vileplume out of the deal, so even if it's super damaged, I'll take it. I like just having it. Must have known something you didn't. Oh, this is my promo. So Meowth is one of my favorite Pokemon, if not my favorite Pokemon. So this is one of my treasures. My holographic Meowth promo. I don't remember what this one was from. Hat Punch. So cute. It's like the cute like old art too. Ugh. The boy. The boy. And that, and then this is another. This one was definitely from the trading card. Oops, from the trading card league. Because I remember getting this. Team Rocket's Meowth. I remember getting this and being like, oh my god, a Meowth, a promo Meowth, I love him. A movie promo? I know I got a movie promo because I went to the recent like Pikachu movie. Not Detective Pikachu, the actual like animation movie. A couple years ago. I don't remember where that card is. Yeah, Team Rocket's Meowth. With the promo. When are we seeing the Spore Meowth? I have to text my friend. I cannot find. If anyone can find Spore Pokemon, the good, the bad, and the ugly, like, I guarantee you, that's it. That text who decided to murder Meowth, yeah. I think it was I Choose You. I think it was I Choose You, and I definitely had a lot of. I was definitely like the only person there who wasn't there with their child. Yeah, my promo Team Rocket's Meowth. Let's see, I love my Meowths. Oh, I took a picture of this. I think it's just cool. I think I just really love. I love the look of this. I love the art on this Arcanine. Witty. Blaine's Arcanine. was a promo. I don't know whether it was a movie or a card leak, but it's a promo Arcanine. That's kind of cool. That's the original art. I really love the cards that have like the original art on them. It's like a nice throwback. I do love Blaine. Blaine is a really good gym leader. Oh, here's my first edition shadowless holographic Machamp. It's not in the best condition. He's not in amazing condition, but this card was going for like a lot of money. Like when people, like in the height of world events, when people started like shelling out really big bucks for Pokemon cards because everyone was just like, I am nostalgic and I need this. Like this card was going for like a crazy amount of money. I think it's still going for like decent amounts, but it's like nowhere near where it was at like the height of the frenzy. Because yeah, it's this misprint here. Because on the other cards there's a shadow behind his picture, but there's no shadow on this one, and it's first edition. So it's like a misprint because what was the Pokemon that your friend made in Spore again? It was Meowth. He made Meowth. I think he made it for me because he knew that Meowth was my favorite Pokemon. Found a Meowth, but I'm not sure. Let's see, hold on. Now I need to look. Spore Meowth. Let's see. Wait a minute. I don't know if that's what he made. It might be. It might be. Wait. Wait, why is it on Know Your Meme? Games Radar? Yeah, I think that sounds right, actually. I don't think the Know Your Meme one is my friend's one. I think his was like worse. Pokemon Invade Spore. The good. Oh, you found it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Or the good, the bad, and the WTF. His, I think. Hold on. His was the Meowth one. Good. Bad. Need to find it. As soon as I find it, I'll save it and I'll bring it up on the stream. Oh, some of these are really wretched. I just remember when he somehow came across it and he was like, I can't believe they posted my Meowth. He was like so upset about it. He was like, this is so rude. To him without any message. Okay. I'm gonna text this to him without any context. I used to do that all the time. I used to just send this to him without saying anything. He would get so mad at me. He would be like, what? He'd be like, I tried. That's him. That's him. I remember because the subtitle of the article is "My babies, let me show you them." We used to just like say that. We used to say that just to set him off. My babies. Let me show you. Oh, help. Oh, God. I wonder if he'd answer me right now. Hold on. I'm gonna send him this picture. Hold on. I'm gonna text it to him without any context. Just gonna send him a pic. I'm not even gonna say my babies, let me show you though. I'm not gonna do the classic. He can still download his code. Where is he? Would you be like, what is wrong with you? He's gonna be so mad. He's gonna be like... So this guy's one of my like best friends. We've been friends since like the 6th grade. Because I stole his colored pencils. And he was like, she's mean. She's cool, let's hang out. He also thought I was cool because I was like the tallest person in the class at the time, which changed really fast. But we've just been like best buds since then. And and he was actually, I didn't tell him I was moving right away because I was like really sad, and I was like, oh, like I don't want to tell him. And then when I told him, he was just like, wait, really? I was like, yeah, I'm moving. And then I like sent him a picture where I was moving to, and he was like, yeah, it's a little Alan Wakey, just a touch, so I guess it's okay. And I was like, thanks, bud. He's gonna be like, you haven't sent me a text for like a couple weeks, and now you drop this on me. Yeah, I think the tail was really hard to pull off in sport. Bracing for impact here. He's gonna kill me. Oh yeah, well, so it turned out that he was moving, so he texted me to let me know he was moving, and he was like, yeah, I'm moving. And he was like, so, rip. And I was like, well, I have similar news. It was like, I couldn't bring myself to tell him until he told me he was moving, and I was like, well, please answer me. Don't be in bed like an old man. You don't have to move if you get murdered before you leave. He's gonna drive up here. He's gonna be like, where did you pull that out from? I can't believe I'm blowing up his creation here. Oh god. Ugh. I'll check back on my text in a little bit. He's gonna be so mad at me. If he responds with my babies, let me show you them, I'm gonna freak out. Whew. Whew. We have gone down a rabbit hole. Anyway, this is my Machamp. This is my first edition. My first edition. Yeah, he tried. You know, effort's half the battle. Yeah, doing a tail in Spore, I remember that was hard. Like, a lot of the tails look like nightmares, and I think it's because you had to, like, make them out of other stuff. Yeah, this is a rare boy here, and I think I actually got it from my best friend. Ironically, I think I traded him for it. So rip, mine now. You're gonna kick that door in 2 minutes. Let's see. Oh yeah, they came out with like a base set 2, which was like a re-release of the original Pokemon set, which is kind of cool. Has this 2 next to it. But I have this. I think I have an original set Hitmonchan, but I don't think he's holographic. I think he's behind here. I think you can see the second card behind him. But then I have my first edition holographic Hitmonlee over here. I know that they also made like a special Hitmonlee that was a reverse holographic, like this part of it was holographic instead of this part. But I don't remember how you got that. I knew somebody who had that. And I was like, dang, looks cool, but I never got it myself. Oh god, my stomach hurts. My stomach hurts from looking at them. Yeah. Oh, here's another one of the WB promos. Electabuzz. The Kids WB presents Pokemon the first movie. The Electabuzz promo. That's what I got. Oh yeah. So at the card leagues, they used to do pre-releases, and they were actually like marked with a little foil stamp, gold foil that said pre-release. So I actually have a bunch of like pre-releases. I think I have like that's Meowth and Stimpy fused together. No. So I have these 2 dark Gyarados. These are from the Team Rocket set. But I think I have like a fossil set pre-release too, maybe? Of Aerodactyl. I might have a picture of it, but yeah, it has this cool like gold pre-release stamp. I think this one might be holographic and this one's not. Maybe. I don't know how I wound up with 2. But like this is a card that actually like came out later, like, but obviously didn't have the gold stamp on it once it was in the pack. So if you had these, it was like special. What's up with Gyarados' mouth? I don't have answers. Close-up shot of my promo Eevee. This Eevee's really cool because the holographics on it, it's like fire here, water here, and lightning here for the 3 evolutions. I just love him. Eevee's another one of my favorites. I have an Eevee statue that holds up my books. My books. Oh, here's cool Porygon. I don't know what makes him cooler. He's another promo card. I don't know what makes him cooler than regular Porygon, but he sure is cool. He is a cool Porygon. This one had to have been like a... I think this one might be another event one where you had to go to an event. Always cool. Just making sure we know. He wants it. Yeah, he's the cool. There's Porygon and there's cool Porygon. He's in 3D. Wasn't he always in 3D? He attacks in 3D? Oh yeah, he's 3D attack. Sorry, my bad. Texture magic. My bad. Sorry, I didn't know. Oh yeah. Here's my fossil pre-release. Aerodactyl. Pre-release Aerodactyl. I always really liked Aerodactyl. He was always like my favorite fossil Pokemon. See my snippet of my Snorlax over here. My Ditto in the background over here. But yeah, I always liked Aerodactyl a lot, so I really like this card. My pre-release. I don't know if the pre-releases are like worth anything anymore, or if people don't care. I know this card was pretty expensive back in the day. I don't know if he's like as hype as the Charizards got, because people got all about buying the Charizard cards. But I mean, he's a holographic first edition Dragonite. I think he was pretty good. I think he was considered a pretty good card, but I always like I always thought Dragonair looked cooler. I thought Dragonite looked kind of doofy. Looked kind of doofy after the coolness of Dragonair, but I still like him. He's a cutie. He's a cutie, and he has this cool like rainbow hollow. Yeah, see if he responded. Buddy, I'm sweating. He hasn't responded yet. I hope he's just like confused. I'm gonna be so mad if he doesn't respond. If he's in bed, I'm gonna be furious. How dare you go to bed? Oh, here's another one of the WB promos. How dare you go to bed when I have to harangue you with your own Meowth creation? I need you to react for my entertainment. Is this like a reverse reaction stream? I'm waiting for somebody else to react. Yeah, the kids WB Pokemon, the first movie. He's a cute little, he's a Dragonite, but he's like a delivery Dragonite. He's like a little mailman. I really like this art. It's kind of different from what they did for all of the other WB promo ones. The other ones were all like the older art, but this one's like really cutesy. That Aerodactyl like 30 bucks. I'll take 30 bucks for free. Oh, here's the Mewtwo. I think this is the... What's the last one of the cards that looks like this? That's the Kids WB Presents Pokemon, the first movie promo. Mewtwo. And then this Mewtwo here was also a promo, but I can't remember what it was a promo for. This one feels like it was a promo for... I need to like look up promo cards. Like older promo cards. Maple, I heard you needed some Korone SPs. I like your Pokemon cards. The Mewtwo on right is seared into my childhood, and yeah, he's creepy, right? Like, kind of slimy looking. But I like him. He's like, it looks like he just broke out of his tank. It's like, I need to, yeah, let me look up, after I go through these, let me look up where some of them were from. I want to know now. I'm like, where was this from? Oh, here we go. And then here's the promo Mew. This is the holographic version. So, for some reason, they had both, holographic and non-holographic versions of this promo. I think most promos, like, they just came either, like, they were all holo or they were all not holo. I don't think there was many that were like some were and some weren't, but this one was like rare for some reason. Like I managed to get my hands on quite a few Mews over the years somehow. This is the only holo one that I have, and I don't even remember how I got this one. But as you can see, as you can see, where's my... Yeah, you can see my, my holo Mew up here, but I have 5 of the non-holographic promo Mews somehow. I don't really know. Just sent that Spore Meowth pic to my mates. Told them Meowth and Stimpy Fuse proved me wrong. Maple, what child did you mug? I don't know. So that's the thing, is I don't know how I wound up with 5 of these. Like, I was looking through my and I was like, how did I get these? How did I wind up with 5 of these promo Mews? I don't remember. Like, all of this is lost to time now. I'm gonna have to look up how they gave them out. There's gotta be something. There's gotta be some reason. I think this is a holographic Erica's Dragonair down here. It's really pretty. Maple's collection's actually balling. Thank you. It was even more balling in the year 2000. Oh, here's the holographic. Here's the like the cool looking, like, symbols Mew. I think they had like a translation for what all this meant, so you could actually play it in a deck if you wanted to. But yeah, this is the, I forgot how you got this. I need to like look, because I remember that you couldn't just get it from its Psychic 60 attack first movie promo, but I remember that you couldn't just get it from going to the movie, like just going to the movie. I remember that you had to, because I went to the movie like a couple times and I still, movie just handed them out. Okay, for some reason I thought that it was like you got like a sealed pack when you went to the movie, but maybe it depends. They passed them out at the front door. Okay, I don't remember. For some reason I thought Maple's like the card dealer on the street, dressed in a trench coat filled with cards instead of drugs. Okay, I don't remember getting this. I just found it and I was like, wait, I had this? But yeah, this is the... Papa Moose probably took your promo. He probably did, actually. That's probably not wrong. I also, do you guys remember those, like... Do you guys remember those gold-plated... Was it Burger King or McDonald's? It was like a gold-plated, there's a Togepi, and I think a Pikachu, and maybe there was a Mew? And it was just like a gold chonky card that came in a Pokeball that you could like display it in? Was there a huge issue about the Pokeballs? I don't remember. The nostalgia. Yeah, Burger King? Okay. Yeah, I have one of those, but I don't... It must be downstairs in all the bins of these things. Hey Maple, check out this fat wad of cash app I got for no reason. Oh yeah, Poliwhirl. Yeah, I remember some of them were kind of random. Yeah, the Poliwhirl. Yeah, the gold cards. Yeah. Yeah, I had one of those. But I think it's probably downstairs. I need to look for it. This I'm very proud of. It's in really good condition too. It was very well maintained. Hey kiddo, meet me at the parking lot with your collection. I got the goods in the trunk. else do I have? Another promo. You actually got a down payment here. Wait, really? This is like a chunk of a mortgage. Yeah, look, it's Peekaboo. It's Peekaboo. Promo. I can't remember. I'm gonna look up a promo card list after this because I'm getting frustrated not remembering where all these came from. A lot of these are promos though. There's a Togepi promo. Got a down payment here? I didn't know. No! Nightbot, why couldn't you take care of people who are actually saying sus stuff? Why'd you attack Tofu? Movie Muse like $30. Woo! Between that and Aerodactyl, I got a new video game. Let's see, and then another promo, my Cleffa. And they busted out the baby Pokemon. So you could evolve into basic Pokemon from the baby Pokemon. Yeah, I really should have sold this stuff right in like when people start getting really nuts. Because there was a while when all Pokemon cards were really, really expensive. And like all those card graders were getting like really backed up from people wanting to get their collections graded. Listen, Maple, I just want to talk. Schmeargle. But yeah, I think the prices have come down since then, but I really should have, oh my Igglybuff. I really should have cashed in when I had the opportunity. Maple shows up like Kaiba with a briefcase in Yu-Gi-Oh! Wanna trade cards? Yeah, I know the grading stuff was pretty crazy. Cause like, they, whatchamacallit? Because they were so backed up, because so many people were trying to sell their collections when the demand was really high. And then a bunch of new people were buying new Pokemon cards. They wanted the collections graded. And so like all these card graders were getting basically overwhelmed with the demand, and they just couldn't keep up. And I remember they were backed up for like 6 months or something like that. You had a copy of Blair's Charizard, yeah, yeah, I don't think I have Blaine's Charizard. Oh, yeah. Okay, so these, I think, were from the second movie? I think these were promos from the second film, because they're the reverse holographic cards. So I have the Pichu reverse holographic. The third movie? Okay. Yeah, the Pichu reverse holographic and the Entei reverse holographic promo cards. Yeah, those are definitely, I think those are movies. Movie boys. Let's see. Yeah, let me look at this promo. TCG player, I have been ordering. When I ordered extra Weiss cards, I ordered it from here. I have my 3 additional boxes. See. Woo-wee! Look at these. Pokemon list. Oh yeah, here we go. It says what the promotion was. Pichu. I don't have that one. Oh, these are Japanese. Oh, these are Japanese. Hold on, show me the American one. Pokemon Center. Power of One. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Pokemon League. So there's Mewtwo Strikes Back theatrical release. So that's the Electabuzz, the Mewtwo, the Pikachu, the Dragonite. The Arcanine promo is Pokemon League from March 2000. The Mew, so there's 2 Mews. Hold on. Maybe one of them is the holofoil one and one isn't? They're back to back. Pokemon League January 2000 and Pokemon League April 2000. No, they're the same card. Release information. This card was first released as a non-holofoil promo through the Pokemon League starting January 8th, 2000. This print has the collection number 8. It was reprinted as another promo, this time holofoil, with the collection number 9, and was available through the Pokemon League from April 2000. Okay, so the non-holofoil one came out. Good night, Kuruko! The non-holofoil one came out first, and they both came out through the Pokemon League, but the holofoil one came later. So you had to come back to the Pokemon League for it. May just have to buy some Hololive Weiss boxes this week and you'll have to compete with me. JK. I'm trying to hold off for another minute. Trying to stagger my purchases so I don't feel so bad. There's 34 boxes still for sale. They're all mine. They're all mine. You need more Hololive cases? I got you. Let's see. Which is your fave Pokemon movie? I like the first one. I cried the first time when Pikachu cried. I got very upset. Yeah, so well, we solved the mystery of the holofoil Mew. I didn't realize that the holofoil was staggered in release from the non-holofoil one. So the Meowth is this. Okay, so the Meowth, that cute holographic Meowth where he's like scratching himself, that one came in the Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy. If you guys remember that one. The Game Boy Pokemon trading card game. So that came as a promo with that. See if I can find it. There he is. So this one I am the drug dealer that you met at the parking lot. So this card was packed in with the Game Boy Pokemon trading card game. Okay. Then after that was Mewtwo. Is that the Mewtwo? No, that's not the Mewtwo I have. That one is Nintendo Power, I guess, but I don't have it. Then Venusaur. Okay, that promo Venusaur from earlier on. We are identifying promos right now. That one, that promo Venusaur, so that came in the Pokemon Trading Card Game Guide, I guess. And then the Slimy Mewtwo. Where'd he go? Yeah, so these came out in January 2000. This came out in April 2000. The Slimy Mewtwo, the one on the right, that one was packaged in with the Mewtwo Strikes Back VHS release. I found a Sorcerer of Dark Magic card in a $1 pin. Genuinely real. As soon as the man saw it, he charged me $40. Oh, come on. I said, but it's $1. And he goes, so, okay, I charge you $30. I told him no one left. Yeah, this one on the right. This came out with the VHS release. The VHS release of Mewtwo Strikes Back. And then Cool Porygon. The coolest Porygon. Where's he? There you go. Cool Porygon. he came out with the Pokemon Stadium Nintendo 64 bundle. So he was packaged in with Pokemon Stadium on the N64. Let's see. And then I missed a couple. How did I miss computer error? It's a trainer. Oh, I think I have that. I think I have computer error, but I don't think I took a picture of it. Then Team Rocket's Meowth. That was the one in the, like, sand pit somewhere. Meow. There we go. Team Rocket's Meowth. He was Pokemon League August 2000. I swear I have some of these promos, but I didn't see them. Maybe I kept them somewhere else. Where have that Psyduck too? Flying Pikachu, I have that around here somewhere. Pikachu? Pikachu? The Meryl and Togepi were December 2000 and January 2001. Cleffa was February 2001. Smeargle was March 2001. Entei was Spell of the Unknown theatrical release. And then Pichu was Pokemon League April 2001. Igglybuff was Pokemon League May 2001. So I was still going to the league up until May 2001, I guess, because I have all those promos. See a store that opened 4 Starlights per pack? Is that rare? Yeah, so I guess, yeah, a lot of these were Pokemon League, but a lot of these were promos that I forgot about, like the pack-ins with the game, with the trading card game and Pokemon Stadium. I don't remember those. Oh. I forgot that it was there. Starlights are the Yu-Gi-Oh rarity that goes for hundreds of dollars a pop. Holy moly. But yeah, so those are my Pokemon cards that I'm really proud of. That's my collection. It seems like I sort of fell out of it in like May or June 2001. Cause that's where the promo cards stopped. I stopped recognizing them. Store made 360K because of a factory error. Oh my god. Maple is gonna forget those in her sources. I 100% am. But wait, hold on. I really wanna see if I can find the thing I wanted to show you guys, the Akatsuki related thing, before I go. Before I go for the night. See if I can. I might have to run upstairs. In case I'll mute myself so Mama Moose doesn't come in and be like, "What's going on?" She wouldn't say that. Alright, one second. Come on, fellas, my face. Hold on. Oh, thank you, Bellhound, for the beats. All right, here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. So let me take a picture of this and send this one. I couldn't find the pants. There are matching pants. For the pants, any more pics of Kitty? I couldn't find the kitty. I'll get more pictures of kitties and I'll put them in the Discord tonight. But for now, I'll show you guys a little something that I made. I made this probably in like 2007? 2007, maybe? So, no judgment. She's stalling, saying yes to the dress. Stop. Just want her to come in here and say hi. I'm playing chicken now. Game of chicken. Alright, so the pants for this little number, they gotta be downstairs because they weren't upstairs in my closet along with the shirt. But so the pants, there we go. The pants, I went to Hot Topic and I bought a pair of big black like rave pants. And then I got some fabric paint. Well, I got fabric paint, but I also got some cloth. I did a mix of both to make it look more realistic. So I got yeah. So I got some cloth and some fabric paint. And I took these big black rave pants and I made the pants into like the Akatsuki cloak. I had like the red clouds with the white outline all over these big black pants. So the pants were the Akatsuki cloak. Stretch. I need that actually. Ugh. So I had the pants as the cloak. And then for my shirt, I wore this. And I want you all to know that everything on this shirt I drew. and then I went to Kinko's and turned it into an iron-on and I put it on a white shirt. I can still wear it, yes. It definitely still fits. I drew all of the Akatsuki members. Oops. I drew all of the Akatsuki members and I put them on a shirt. So I had the big black Hot Topic pants that I modified to look like the cloak, and then I had this for my shirt. So I had like an Akatsuki like outfit instead of the cloak. Let's see, let me zoom in. I loved Akatsuki at the time. Yeah, Toby is not a good boy. I did not know that at the time. This was before that. Itachi, Same. Deidara was my favorite. Deidara was my boy. Was my Akatsuki of choice. Deidara senpai. Boom. Bakat. Sasori. Dana. Hidan. Kakuzu. This is Naruto. Did you see the video where they asked over 100 video makers and streamers what their favorite anime case on said Naruto? Amazing. My god, would I have been friends with high school Maple? You know this is old because she didn't have Pain on it yet. Yeah, Pain hadn't been introduced. Neither had who was the lady? Horin or something? I can't remember anymore. Yeah, this was pre-Pain. I'm cringe, but I'm free. Did you post this on DeviantArt? I don't know, maybe I did, I don't remember. I definitely posted on LiveJournal. You def got the mid-2010s high school cringe energy vibe from this? Oh, I was doing this in the not 2010s. I was doing this in the mid-2000s. I was ahead of my time. I was ahead of my cringe. And Toby is a good boy. He's not. And Zetsu. So yeah, I have this shirt. Keep it up in my closet. The pants must be downstairs. I must have stored them down there or something. I need to ask Mama Moose. Might know where they are. Maybe I can trick her into coming in here. That's the thing is once you realize that you can just be cringe, you're the freest person on the planet. Maple shops at Hot Topic. I mean, I did. At the time. Did you make this shirt? Of course I made this shirt. I drew all of these. Forgot what program I drew them in. But I drew all of them, and then I printed it out, and I went to Kinko's, and I got it turned into a... I did this, like, in high school. But I printed them out. My drawing has always really looked the same, hasn't it? It has not changed very much. But I went to Kinko's and I got it turned into an iron-on, and then I ironed it onto this white shirt. And then I wore this shirt with the black raver pants that I put red Akatsuki clouds on. So I had like a punk Akatsuki outfit that I wore. This is so powerful. Maple's the kind of person I would go to anime cons with in 2000s. No shame on cringe purchases. Oh, you better believe it. I had a Garagord necklace. I had Deidara's Akatsuki ring. I have a few Naruto headbands. I bet they're downstairs. I have much more cringe downstairs. We haven't even scratched the surface. I haven't even scratched the surface of my cringe. Never washed it. I did wash it. That's why Kisami's face is all effed up. I turned it inside out because I thought it would protect it, but it's still, despite being a shark, still did a little damage there. But most of it made it out pretty... Zetsu's a little messed up, I guess. But most of it made it out pretty unfazed, shockingly. Maple's Naruto dripped out, you better believe it. Yeah, no, I never owned a yaoi paddle, actually. I never did. I had friends who did. I didn't. Yeah, I need to go find all my I had the Naruto sandals. I know those are downstairs. I saw them when I was getting my Pokemon cards out, and I was like, should I take a picture of those? Should I take them? And then I was like, we're not going to talk about Naruto. And now here I am like, check out my Akatsuki shirt. I'm sure Mama Moose is in the other room. We should ask. Let's go where my Akatsuki pants are. Imagine going camping with Maple. She wearing this shirt across the campfire. Let's see if he ever texted back. He hasn't. He's definitely asleep. He's gonna wake up to this tomorrow. Oh no. It's the worst curse you can put on someone. Alright. Whew. Forrest, you missed the best part of the stream. You wanna see something? Those pants that jingle even when standing still, you're damn right. Papa Moose. Yeah, poor Papa Moose is upstairs and I'm sitting down here losing my mind over this stuff. This day will be all uphill from there. That's true. Horace, have you seen this? What does this look like to you? What do you think this is? Yeah, I need to go back and find the minute when Papa Moose yelled at me on here. It's gonna be my clip of the night. Hold on. Let me see if Mama Moose would be willing to say hi. Just hi. She might not be willing to. But I'll see if she's willing to. If she's not, then rip. But we'll see if she'll just say hi and then leave. It's Meowth. My babies, let me show you them. People, you looking at cats again. I need to go find these cats. I don't know where they went. They were yelling at me earlier. I think you guys heard them. Meow. Where'd they go? But let me go see if I can get Mama Moose in here. She says she'll say hello. Everybody says hello, Mama Moose.
Hello.
You summoned your cat with your hello. She's here. Oh. Who's that? Now the cats are. Oh. I'll be in soon, baby. My cat's in the other room, and she's apparently standing at the door. Yeah, she hears me. Oh God. Success! Success, we got them both on here and I didn't get doxxed. Let's go. I'll take kitty pictures. They're both sets of cats. My cat and my parents' cats are both lurking around, so I'll get pictures of both of them. They're sort of my cat's on the other side of the door right now. Apparently she hears my voice and she's just sitting there at the door looking at it all sad. Chad is beating up Maple in front of her mom. Well, I went up to her because I heard her like come around and I was like, hey, I was like, do you want to say hi? And she was like, can you finish? I was like, no, I mean, can you go say hi to the street? And then like just then, like I got hit with a bunch of faces and I was like, yeah, see, I'm still going. It's still happening. Oh. Yeah, this counts as the Moose Parents collabs we all asked for. Let's go. Yeah, so I suppose I'll wrap it up like I told her I would. She wants me to try on the dress. So I gotta go try that on. I go see my cat. Oh, I'm glad I made your day. I was like, oh, I want to like show my collections. I was like, oh, this will be a fun like nostalgia stream. And I got out of it what I wanted. I just want to be nostalgic and look at my old stuff. Cringe but free. I am cringe but free. But yeah, so tomorrow tomorrow I have to stop off at the library on my way home to pass in my donations. But then I'm gonna head to the comic store and I'm going to spend the rest of my store credit. And after and like I said, it could wind up being really short, because if we show up and I see if they have the HoloLive sets, it's like, I know what I'm buying. Like, I don't need help. I'm just gonna go in there. I'm also gonna sort of case the area first to make sure that they're not doing a league or something, because if they have like 1 million people in there and they're all talking, I don't want to stream on Discord and risk somebody, I don't know, saying something doxy or something. So I'm gonna case the joint, and I'm gonna case the joint, and then and then I'll if the coast is clear, then I'll hop into Discord voice, and if it's not clear, I'll still be in Discord. I'll just be text only, and I'll send you guys a ton of pictures. But yeah, we'll just, it'll depend on how packed it is. Sometimes it's really packed and sometimes there's nobody there and it's like, there's no way to tell how it's gonna be. Will we get to see Maple hands? I mean, probably. If I have to hold stuff up, then probably. Oh, she's scratching at the door, oh no. But yeah, so that's tomorrow and I'm not quite sure exactly what time. It'll be like around 6 p.m. EST or 3 p.m. PST. Just depends on how long I take at the library, but I'll try and give some, I'll be like, I'm leaving the library now, so it's this long. I'll try and give some heads up. Good night, Beetle! I'm going to bed too. But yeah, so that's tomorrow, and yeah, I'll let you guys know how it shakes out, what the format is gonna be. Because I've never done like a let's go shopping in real life stream before. So we'll see how it goes. It might be text only, but it'll still be fun. It'll still be fun, and I'll still send you lots of pictures. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for coming and looking through my old collection with me. Where's the Cliffy Beam and hit a photo? Where is it? We need one last shot. All right. Yeah, who are we rating? Let's see. Yeah, I'll let you know the second my friend gets back to me, because this is important. He's gonna wake up and send me like a threatening message, or he's gonna wake up and send me my babies, let me show you them, and then I'm gonna be like, yeah, we are friends. Who are we rating? Great question. Who are we rating? Thank you for showing us the demon Meowth. Right, the Meowth is so good though. It's so good. It's the bad. The demon Meowths. I don't know who to raid. Pika was streaming all day, and now she's not streaming. So I can't raid her. Come on, Pika, get it together. Who's streaming? Pika, we finally passed out, yeah. Ooh. Howdy, howdy. Yo, Spore Pigs? It's more than Spore Pigs. It's Spore Pigs with lore. Yeah, let's raid. Let's raid. I wish I knew the people better, because sometimes I feel like weird if I just like raid someone I don't know very well. Especially if it's like, if I've raided them somewhat recently, I'm like, I don't think I'm a stalker. Don't think I'm being weird. Oh yeah, Lumi's playing Metal Gear Rising. Do we want to do that? Do we want to do that? Is that where we're going? Don't be sorry, Joe. You made it in time to see my babies. Let me show you the Meowth. Let's do it. It was Big Tuesday. Understood. Understood. Yeah, I'm so bad at picking raids sometimes because I'm like, oh, like, I don't know this person very well, and I don't know this person very well, and I raided this person kind of recently, and I don't want to be weird. But I don't think I've ever raided Lumi before, so that should be good. Plus, obviously, I love Metal Gear Rising, so so it works out thematically. It's called networking. I don't know how to network. I don't know how to network. I'm dumb. Best way to meet people is to introduce yourself. Impossible. We'll go. I love Metal Gear Rising, so we'll go to Lumi, because I love Metal Gear Rising. It's so good. It's good. Plus, I screamed it the whole car ride home. My voice is feeling better now, but when I first got home, I was like, oh boy. I was like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? I'd do it for you. He's right, but he shouldn't say it. Alright, let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys at the comic shop tomorrow. We'll have a good time. It's gonna be great. Thank you for coming and look at my Pokemon cards with me. Hope you have a good night, or a good morning, or good afternoon, or whatever it is, and I'll see you in Discord. Awesomeness.